Letties and Humi bangs, you know it make the difference. Holy fuck, what am I saying? What am I doing? What is happening? Well, let me tell you. We won't have any music on the channel anymore because Soundtrack by Twitch is what was fucking up my audio, apparently. So that made me very sad. But the good news is that I found a workaround and I will have a YouTube video about that Mario Party run that we did. So that's the good news. The good news is, fuck it, I made it work and it's gonna work and I'm pretty hyped for that. But now I need some volunteers to come in into voice chat at some point so we can just test something. But we'll do that as we go along. Anyways. Alright, let's draw some attention. This one, I don't know. I guess I'm a little nervous to talk about this. Not really. We'll see how it all goes. It's not too crazy. It's not like fucking wild shit, but it's gonna be an interesting take. It's gonna be an interesting take. It's gonna be the same take that everybody else has, let's be honest. I'm not gonna be saying anything crazy or revolutionary, you know? But, yeah. I am going to be talking about the Super Smash Brothers. Very, very triggering topic. Hello, Rope Snake. Are you ready to get activated with me? Get absolutely activado, triggered, if you will. Triggerad. I know I am. Yeah, I'm like excited to do this and not excited to do this. It's weird. I mean, like, I feel like I'm uninformed about the situation, but I am actually informed. I'm just not recently informed. I followed the allegations and did the research and watched a bunch of videos on it before, but it was at a time where things were still, like, rumored and maybes, so part of the stream is going to be going over this. What's up, Milgoon? Still haven't seen the video yet? Oh, we're going to watch it together. Ready to have your synapses fired? Yo, same. I'm ready to have my synapses fired to piss off 5 different communities and to like shit in a bucket or something. I don't know. Let's see if we can trigger the libs. Wait a minute. I'm liberal. What the hell? I'm triggered. All right, I'm done with my joke. I'm being a silly goose. Buppo, what are you doing? What's up, Good Hunter? What's up, McLeod? Yeah, it's gonna be a reaction. You're gonna watch it with me? We're gonna discuss things first. We're gonna do like a little recap before we do. What's up, Good Hunter? Good Hunter, you're gonna learn about the Smash community, but we're gonna do a little bit of a recap. So I'm gonna find an article, I'm gonna read about it, and kind of like, we're gonna all refresh ourselves together. We're gonna get back into this fucking nightmare, you know? We're gonna jump right into it, if you will. Yes. Yes, quite. Jinchny, what's up, man? It's official. The Smash community is hopeless. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Been hopeless from the start. But, like, no spoilers. I haven't gotten into it yet. I don't even know what's going on yet. I mean, I kind of know what's going on. But I kind of don't know what's going on. That's the beauty of it. We're gonna learn together. Oh, yes. What the fuck? Someone added me an off-topic on a Minecraft server? What the fuck? When did I get added? Who added me? I don't understand. Oh, motherfuckers better at me again, because I don't know what's going on. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And neither have I. Wait, neither have, all I know is people have issues, a lot of them right now. Yeah, we all got issues, homie, let me tell you. Let me tell you one thing. Issues, I got them. Let's fucking go. I got more issues than a Marvel comic, baby. Woo! Big slap, big drink, big everything. Okay, Boykin, fucking brother. Doesn't even let me start. I'm not even done self-promoting. We haven't even actually started the stream yet. But I had to cut music out. I used to have Soundtrack by Twitch, but it turns out Soundtrack by Twitch didn't just mute its own soundtrack when it was done, like when you were done your stream. It would get rid of your Discord audio too. It would just fucking cut out all your audio except your microphone input. And I'm like, wow, that's the shittiest thing ever. Cool. Thank you, I hate it. I did promote Nyardy's channel, my good sir. I just don't at everybody. But yeah, trust me, I live in that channel. I live in that channel. Yardy pointed it out himself. Like, Pickle sent me a clip, and Yardy was like going over his channel and shit, and he was basically like, yo, Buppo owns this channel. I'm like, yeah, I do. My house. Anyways, let's play the intro. This is all the music you guys get today.
What is happening?
Okay, so we start with the big sip. Alright, we're gonna turn the camera. And we're gonna jump right into it with a big old slapski. There he is. There's the lad. Ooh, grab my cheeks. Let's fucking go! Ah! Alright, it's starting, ladies and gentlemen. Big Chungus, humongous Buppalungus is here. And I am ready to do a commentation. Oh, it's too hot in this house. Holy fuck. I have to turn down the heat on that one because it's about to get I'm about to get fucking heated, my guys. Heated! Anyways. Let's do a little introduction of the whole situation. So for those of you who are a bit newer to the scene, for those of you who don't know about Super Smash Brothers, and for those of you who are just kind of like fucking coming around and chilling and being down to clown, you know what I'm saying? This is something that happened back in the summer of 2020. Just around the same time that the pandemic was like at its peak, and the whole world was falling apart. And it wasn't just falling apart on the political state, and it wasn't just falling apart in the pandemic type of state. It was falling apart in the Smash community. Yes, sir, Conky, you clicked on it, didn't you? Ah, you got the clickbait title. We're gonna watch the technicals video that came out on him today. But yeah, that summer, boys, that summer was a bad summer. That was the summer of trigger warning. All right, trigger warning right away. Zero hope, absolutely zero hope. It was the summer of zero hope because what essentially happened. And I'm going to give you guys like a really brief history of it. And I'm going to miss a lot of it because I was informed a year ago. I am no longer informed. So that's my disclaimer from the start. My opinions might be garbage. Because I'm about as informed as fucking... I can't even think of a good joke right now. But, you know, like a goldfish in a fucking sand pit. Alright? There's nothing there. I'm not in my element. Stop caring about the situation. You're just trying to play the video game. And that is the right call. See, Conkydorf over here, he knows what's up. We should be just playing the video game. We shouldn't worry about all the other things. But what happened in that summer of 2020 was, a long story short, is a bunch of the top players of the Smash community all basically had allegations of some form of sexual misconduct. Whether it be, you know, sexual assault, solicitation of nude photos from minors, accusations of rape, so on and so forth. So that's why I said trigger warning at the start there. So this is going to be some like deeply serious and some heavy stuff. Also, hi Julio. Reaction stream, let's go, free content. Basically, I mean, that's what we're kind of doing right now. I mean, I've always wanted to be a bit of a reaction channel anyways, but we're getting off topic. But let me read a bit on chat, and then we'll keep going with what I'm talking about. Yeah, just, that's the thing. Rope Snake's got it too, man. Do funny monkey dittos, and, like, don't worry about it. I'm not sure what that creates, but it sounds smart for the most part. Yeah. Summer of 2020 led to events of euphoria. Good Hunter, no, it did not. Yeah. I mean, euphoria in, like, the negative sense, not in the positive one, but yeah. Whew, the true way to play is B-Monkey. Ganon, DK Brain make nuclear physicist? Yes. Also, he made a TikTok while being depressed about class? Well, you gotta send me that, Conky. Show me that TikTok. But anyways, let's jump into it a little bit. So, the last thing I heard and the most recent news about that situation... Oh, fuck, I am all over the place. So that happened... The top players turned out were all apparently pedophiles, right? allegedly. You know, I don't even know what's true anymore. I just know that a year ago, shit hit the fan, the community was destroyed, and things have been really rough. And these were like the highest, like world renowned top level players. Like a vast majority of them were all basically everyone who was involved at the Sky Williams house. And you guys can do your own research about that because that's a whole other fucking thing. It ties into everything. It's like the core of where everything happened. But that was a mess on its own. And we're about to watch a video later that's going to explain all of that, anyways. It's going to recap all of that. We're going to go over that. But here's the thing. All right, going back on ZeRo, our boy Gonzalez, all right, this guy. And I'm going to watch that TikTok in a bit, Conky. We're going to watch it all together. We're going to promote Conkydorf. By the way, yo, shout outs to Conkydorf. He's one of my favorite streamers. He is just an awesome Ganondorf player. And he's the example we should follow when it comes to the Smash Bros. Community, all right? Yeah. But yeah, and also some of the people who had allegations against them who weren't even cleared just come back to content creation for no reason. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, like, and this is my opinion on cancel culture, going back on it. Cancel culture isn't real. And when I say it isn't real, you'll be canceled for some time. You'll have that heat. You'll lose a lot of followers. But over time, when you already have that large of a platform, the bigger your platform, the easier it is to come back. I mean, just look at the fucking, like, Paul brothers. Think about how much shit they did, how much controversial, horrible, like, systematically fucking, like, manipulative shit that they've done throughout their entire career. And somehow we accept it because, oh, that's just the way they are. Like, nah, cancel culture isn't real, man. Also, what's up, Shadow Phoenix? Well, you know, if you like girls under 5'5", you're a readjust Fox baseball cap backward despite never touching an ATV once in his life. What the fuck? Oh, Charlie, how are you doing, man? So, and you hate Keemstar. Yeah, I don't know, you hate Keemstar, but like, and he sucks, sure. You know what? But he still has a platform. Like, that's the thing, bro. Cancel culture, it only works to a certain extent. That, again, I'm all over the place, and we're going to be all over the place tonight, because that's just how my brain works. It's a fucking spiraling mess of thoughts and ideas that are constantly clashing together. So, trying as best I can that I stay on topic here, is our boy Gonzalo ZeRo fucking, I forget his full name. I just knew him by ZeRo. And I remember watching ZeRo's career. I don't want to say growing up, because I kind of became a fan of him late into the game. I was a huge ZeRo fan. Not everybody liked ZeRo, and that's part of the reason why I liked him at the time, because he was a bit of an underdog story. He was kind of rejected by everybody. People didn't really want him on the scene, and he was just kind of trying to do his own thing, and then slowly rose to the ranks of the best player at the time. This was back in like the 2010, 2015 years and whatnot. He was like the top level player, and it was lonely at the top, but he was an inspiration for those who were trying to come up in a new world. You know what I mean? You thinking about jumping back into Halo? Hell yeah, Shadow Phoenix. You like ZeRo and you don't want to share many opinions because people will get back. Well, that's the thing, Boykin. Like, I'm being 100% honest. ZeRo worked hard and became a top player. No, and that's the thing. Falchion. Uncle Falchion, like that was my point. Why I liked ZeRo at the time. I don't like him anymore, obviously, for apparent reasons. But it might not be for the same reasons that everybody else thinks. I mean, there are reasons that I have that are on top of that I find are worse. It's hard to explain. But we're gonna get into it. My cabbages. But yeah, that's like, I used to really like ZeRo for that exact thing. Like, he was the underdog who made it to the top. And he had a very inspiring story. And he dealt with, like, heavy depression and, like, isolation and, like, we're not going to go too far into his personal life, but a lot of things happened where when he got into the Smash community, despite not being fully accepted by everyone, it gave him a purpose and he rose above. And that was such an inspiring story. And so this is my personal opinion. So you don't have to agree with any of what I'm saying. And again, this is throughout this whole commentary that we're going to do. You don't have to agree with any of what I'm saying, but this is going to be my personal opinion. when shit hit the fan and all the allegations started happening. What is the t-shirt? Oh, my t-shirt is Pikachu in pain. It also says pain on the shirt. It's pain Pikachu. Oh, I got a little too high on the camera there. All right, I think this is the right height. Good enough. Yeah. But anyways, where was I? ZeRo. He was my inspiration to a certain degree. Yeah, you never liked the guy. Stupid scarf wearing ass. YouTube Bono orange glasses wearing ass. Fucking Diddy dick ass, man. And that's how a lot of people felt. A lot of people felt like Charlie, but like it had nothing to do with what was actually going on at the time. And then when we found out about the allegations about all the top players, here's where he lost all my respect. Not only was he guilty like everybody else, but his allegations were one of the allegations to come out last. He was one of the last top players to be called out for his horrible behavior, which, to summarize it, the main thing that happened, there were other things, but the main thing that happened is when he was close to my age. So, you know, I'm 27 going on 28. I think he was 25 at the time or something like that. We're going to go over the facts a bit later, so don't quote me on exact ages. But he solicited nude photos from a 15-year-old. That's what he did. And what was really shitty was when everyone else was being called out and his allegations hadn't been called out yet, he was throwing everyone under the bus, being an absolute fucking hypocrite. Then, when the allegations first came out, he sent his fan base after this girl, after this victim, after his own victim, to fucking try to silence her. And then when his back was finally against the wall, he admitted to it. He admitted to everything. And there's a whole twit longer he wrote about it that you guys can go look up. But like, this is someone, these aren't allegations anymore. He admitted to it. We have to say allegedly and we have to say allegations for legal reasons. But he said, I did this. And so the reason I'm talking about this today, and the reason why many of you are wondering, like, Buppo, why are you bringing this up? This was in summer of 2020. This was, like, literally over a year ago. It's because today, he released a video, a statement, a 5-minute video, which surprised me, it's only 5 minutes, about the allegations. Which I think to myself, why would you wait a whole year and a half to talk about this again? So 2 things came out today, it turns out. The 5-minute video for ZeRo's allegations. And a 40-minute piece by Technicals that we're also going to watch. That's going to break down everything, and I'm going to commentate as we watch it and as we go along. And also, go watch it on Technicals' channel as well. Obviously, we want to promote the YouTubers who made the video because, and this is with any video, if ever you watch something that a content creator is watching live, it's always important to go back and, you know, at least give the person that view. Play it in the background. Watch it again for yourself. Get that second perspective. I highly recommend doing that. Always. It's not like me watching it or you guys watching it for me is going to make a huge difference because we don't get that many viewers on this channel anyways, but that's just, yeah. And yeah, going on Good Hunter's note there, a lot of internet stars do that. No, exactly. Good thing you didn't say anything. I assume you haven't watched it, Bubble? I have not. We're going in blind. That's the other thing. I have not watched it all yet. All I know is what happened a year ago. All I know is him throwing everyone under the bus during the allegations. All I know is that perspective. Have things changed? We're going to find out. They're fucking hypocrites and will try to hide their past misdeeds. Yeah, a lot of people do that, unfortunately. A lot of people do that, and I never understood that concept. Whenever I fucked up, whenever I did something stupid, whenever I did something wrong, the first thing I do is own up to it. Because that's what you gotta do. It's not that hard. Also, thanks for the follow, Jerry. I appreciate that. But, like, that's it, man. Like, you can't... Why would you deny it? Like, why would you deny it? And it's like, sure, you could lose everything. Sure, that could be your whole reputation ruined, all this and that. But well, yeah, cowardice, maybe. But another thing is, like, sure, you could lose everything you've ever had, everything you've worked for. So, lying is, like, almost your, air quotes, better option. But the way I see it is that you never had it in the first place. If something horrible, like really bad that you did in the past is going to destroy what you have now, and it's supposed to, If that makes, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm making much sense, but like, if you made a mistake that has nothing to do with what you're doing now, that's one thing. But if you made a mistake, air quotes, and it has to do with what you are doing now, then you never had that platform to begin with. Because you built your foundation on a lie. Therefore, everything you've achieved at that point is a lie. And using ZeRo as an example, and again, I haven't seen the new content, so we're going to watch it together. But from what I know so far, is he had predatory behavior towards a minor, and he built a community and a YouTube channel and participated in competitions where there are minors. Right away, these two things, they don't mix. So he didn't deserve what he got to begin with. That's just my opinion. And I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. You have to come clean. You don't get furries. What the fuck is wrong with you? Charlie, you can't say that. No, but all jokes aside, it's like, yeah. All right, let's read up a little bit. Not everyone has the self-respect and dignity to reflect and grow. Yeah, that's true. But it's important. We all should. It's very important. You still find it baffling that after everything that happened, that everything we know, people still forgave someone was a hypocrite, a coward, and a predator. Since you don't know, you can say that on Twitch. Yeah, I'm not sure either. That's why, like, you can't say it on YouTube. I'm not sure about Twitch, but we'll see. The fact that he's acting like these statements are false still after he admitted to them, that's the thing. He admitted to them. So why would you admit to something if it isn't true? Like, what was his point of doing that then? He waits a year because he thinks people will forget, and that time means a lot of people forgive. It was so long. Yeah. Honestly, just play with items and the problem is solved, Boykin. The wise words of Boykin. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yep. Let's stop dogpiling before we even watch the video. Oh, we've already dogpiled. It's too late. But here's the thing. A part of me deep down inside has always hoped that something changed or something is true or something redeems him because I actually like the guy. Like all the negativity that I'm saying about this is that like this is coming from someone who believed in him and was hoping for the best. So like my personal bias in all this is that I feel betrayed. I felt betrayed. And for him to come back and say something about it, I'm like, why, dude? Why didn't you say something before? But hey, guys, let's find out. So I think this is the part where it'll be important to look up the videos. And here's another thing. I am, again, if I've spread any misinformation, I want to apologize for it in advance. Because the last time I looked up, like I did like a brief like recap. I looked up a bit of information before starting this live stream. But the last time I was properly informed on this topic was a year ago. Was like in the fall right after that summer where the majority of things came out. The one other thing, this happened about a month ago. ZeRo or Gonzalo, the Smash player. Well, before a month ago, let's go back a little further. He was seeking therapy. He has been trying to better himself. So we have to give him that. And it's okay if you don't care, and it's okay if you don't want to give him that. That's your prerogative, and that's totally fine. Like, I'm not expecting anyone to forgive someone who basically predated on a child. You know what I mean? Predated? My English isn't always the best. But that said, he's been seeking therapy, and about a month ago, another trigger warning, he had a suicide attempt. So he tried to take his own life about a month ago. So this video is following up that to a certain degree. So it's going to be touching on some very heavy topics, but we're going to get through it together. But let's read a bit of chat before we move forwards. You don't know this person, but your guest is going to claim either mental health, addiction, reformation around religion, or a history of abuse of his own. Yeah, he did that. He did that last year as well. He did that during his apology. Literally everything you said, Giselle, actually every single thing. They ticked off every box there. I mean, it's hard to say whether or not he's sincere about it. I mean, I don't know him personally. I can't say, but maybe. You've never heard anything about him throwing other ones under the bus, but it might be true. Well, Boykin, in regards to that, it's the first videos that had come out. ZeRo was essentially denouncing the others who had allegations. So he had said like, oh, they actually did this, or yeah, I saw them do that. Like, he had put out a video in regards to that. And then, and that's what was hypocritical. I'm like, how can you do that and say that about people when you've done it yourself? Like, it would be like me getting all, like, fucking upset at people for having said the N-word in the past when I used to say it in the past. Like, I was a shitty human being. Like, I used to say really shitty things before for the sake of being edgy and funny. And it took me a while, and I had no excuse. Like, I was an adult at that time. A young adult, maybe, but I should have known better. I should have acted better. But I wasn't. And I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I never did, because that's not the truth. The truth is, I was an asshole. I did shitty things, and I made some terrible mistakes. And now I advocate against those things, because that's not what I'm about anymore. And that's not what I want in my life anymore. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to deal with that. And I don't want to associate with that, because that's just not me anymore. And you can say that that's a testament to people changing. People can change. I do believe in that. I do believe that people can change. And I do believe that people can work on themselves to be the best version of themselves. But it doesn't always mean that people are being sincere, and it's hard to find the truth in these things. But hey, we're going to jump into it, and we're not going to watch the whole past videos and everything like that. We're going to watch what's the recent events. This was meant to be like a recap and a bit of an opinion piece, and now we're going to see if our opinions get reformed. While on mess, so I decided to try weed every Sunday. What the fuck? Alright, he threw them under the bus, but when it flipped on him, all of a sudden they're fake friends, since there were a screenshot of Auntie saying for ZeRo to speak with peace or something, and ZeRo was like, oh, thank you for your real friend, unlike a lot of people I used to know. Yeah, Jinshini, yeah. No, I remember this, but that's the thing. This was a year ago, and at this point, it's been so long, I'm not sure what is rumor and what is what is fact and what is rumor anymore. So it's gonna be nice to get this recap. And I'm droning on again, but like let's get into it. Let's watch the video. Let's. All right, we're gonna go to PC capture. You guys, oh nope, not that one. It's Dinky Kang. No, not that one. Not that one. What you guys are supposed to see right now is hold on. This one. Yeah. Can you tell I'm a Donkey Kong main? Anyways. Alright. So we're going to watch the ZeRo statement. Alright, so it was uploaded 5 hours ago. And the video is called My Response to the Allegations. I have no idea why he waited a year and a half for this. And it's only a 5-minute video. And Technicals made a video as well, so that's gonna be the next one we watch here, that 48-minute piece. So there might be a lot to say in the 48-minute piece. We'll see. Watch the Technicals one first. Nah, I'm not gonna watch the Technicals one first. I want to watch this one first. And if I disagree with Technicals, by the way, if I disagree with his opinions and the way he's framing things, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Like, I'm gonna call it out. Like, I can smell bullshit from a mile away. So don't worry. That's the Stratton Gang Beast? Wait, what is? Why would you throw somebody under a bus, you doofus? That can injure. Alright. The Technicals one is really long. We might rewatch the ZeRo one after the Technicals one and see if there's another perspective then. Fuck it, we got all night. It's not like I'm going anywhere. Come on. Alright, let's do this, homies. First things first.
Oh, no!
What an ad!
Hey everyone, it's been a long time since I've talked to you guys on this channel. As you may have heard, I was involved in some big allegations as of last year, and since then I have not uploaded to this channel. I have taken a break from social media and I pretty much just up and disappear. In this video, I want to clear the air about that and what the next steps are for this channel and me in general. To start off, you probably heard of all of this.
Sorry, he's monetizing this? Okay, right away, that's like, come on, dude. Alright. Sorry, I missed a bit because I read chat there. I'm like, Alright, let's see what happens.
Clear the air about that and what the next steps are for this channel and me in general. To start off, you probably heard of all of this from a document made by Jisoo, which was then later spread by multiple media outlets. This document contains a very large amount of lies, falsehoods, big exaggerations, and honestly, it is nothing more than a piece to assassinate my character and ruin my image to the journal.
Okay, he's saying that now, but yet he admitted to everything. Like, you know, all right. I'll hold my peace.
There is a lot
hold
to
my
go
peace.
over, but the easiest and best way to learn the truth is to watch these two videos made by Technicals, with one of them actually being released today. Technicals did extensive research for half a year to really dig the truth, interviewed many people, gathered so much evidence, and honestly, he put two pieces together that could explain what really happened better than I could with my own words. You will absolutely want to watch both of these videos fully.
Yeah, that's ZeRo.
Really learn the truth,
ZeRo. That
see
is
how
the guy.
everything happened, who is involved, and really just see how really learn the truth.
Okay, the truth behind the Sky House. All right. We are going to watch that one. Fuck it. This is what we're doing tonight. We're absolutely going to watch this one. Because this one is fucking wild. Like, this is going to give you guys the whole context to what was happening in that summer of 2020. And then the other one I'm excited for because it's just released.
See how everything happened, who is involved, and really just see how it all came
Lies
to be.
And falsehoods.
I've added links to both of these videos down below. A common misconception is that I have been framed as a liar and that I lied in all of my Twitter statements. This is not true. You can see this evidence in more detail in Technical's video. The reason I seem to switch stances is simply because at the time I did not have proper evidence, witnesses that came forward later, and I just did not have the full picture in front of me.
Then why would you admit to anything?
I also lost...
Like, what the fuck? If I wasn't guilty of a crime, like, it's not on me to prove my... Well, okay, hold on. Innocent until proven guilty, right? Because it's not on a person to prove their innocence. Like, if I said, you fuck donuts, and you tell me, no, I don't, and I go, prove it, how the fuck would you prove to me that you don't fuck donuts? You see what I'm saying? Like, as ridiculous as that sounds. So the burden of proof isn't on the accused, the burden of proof is on the accuser. So, if I say, you fuck donuts, and here's video evidence, then I have proven that you fucked donuts. But if I just say you fuck donuts, that's a rumor. And if someone said, in this situation, like in his situation, he doesn't need to prove that he's innocent if he's actually innocent. So why would he admit to false allegations if they're false? That doesn't make any sense. I would never, ever admit to something I didn't do. That's just the way I am. And I'm a stubborn, angry piece of shit when it comes to these things. And I'm getting fucking heated because I'm like, that's bullshit. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
A lot of faith in if the public...
Hold on, I want to read what you guys are saying. I don't think you have to. Technicals does a recap at the beginning of the new one. Okay. You'll refrain from typing until later on. You shall sit back and watch. Yeah, I'm just having a rough time. Lied about lying to twitlonkers? What? That's what I mean. Like, this is such a mess. Zach blackmailed him allegedly, which forced him into having to be in that situation.
Well, actually believe my side of the story, seeing how vicious people were during that period of time. Since at the time, I pretty much only had my word and memory to defend myself.
Blackmailed,
I figure it will be a lot easier to just apologize than to fight it. Obviously, not that I put it that way.
Because blackmail is usually based in truth.
You have also probably heard of a
like if someone was blackmailing me,
simply put, this document is nothing more than a suicide letter that I wrote during a tremendous mental breakdown. I had fully planned to take my life right after posting that document because I pretty much lost all faith.
But like that's the thing, like that's the only way blackmail works is if it's actually like, you know, problematic. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
Seeing so many of my close friends deciding to take the situation to throw me under the bus for personal gain, seeing how people were reacting in general, and me just feeling like I could not defend myself properly.
I'm going to turn it down
Pretty
this
much
much.
took the last bit of hope that I had left, and I decided not just to give up, but to sabotage myself on purpose. If you have been watching my content for years now, it should be no surprise that I have been rather open about my mental struggles and depression in general. This is not my first fight with suicide, and for a long time, I have been really struggling with that line. But after taking time to reflect
the volume too low? Let me know, guys.
And review all of the evidence that came forward later on, I realized this was a big plot to assassinate my character.
Jinchny, yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Since then, I have retained
Jinchny, I'm kind of with you.
to take the necessary steps to deal with this scenario, and I'm also in the middle of a lawsuit with some of the involved parties in this case. This case is also more complicated than other cases because there's a lot of people involved. Some of the parties are completely anonymous, and this all makes taking the right steps extremely difficult. I am doing my best, but it is not easy. Now, I need to make this very clear to everybody watching this video. I have never received explicit images from any underage individual.
It does not matter. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to what he said here. Fuck it. I'll just keep it max volume and I'll pause it every time I have something to say. Okay.
Any underage individual, I have never received. It is not easy. Now, I need to make this very clear to everybody watching this video. I have never received explicit images from any underage individual. I have never sent explicit images to any underage individual. I have never made travel arrangements with ulterior motives with any underage individual. I have never been touched or touched in any shape or form any underage individual. And I have never had conversations with only the intention to groom an underage individual.
But weren't your allegations requesting nudes from an underage individual? Notice how he said that. He said, I never received. Okay? You're framing it and I never got nudes. But if you asked for the nudes, it doesn't matter whether you got them or not. And it doesn't matter. Sure, he never sent them. But look, if I am 27 years old. If I asked a 14 or 15-year-old girl for nudes right now, wouldn't that be fucked up? It doesn't matter whether I get them or not. It doesn't matter if I didn't send anything or not. Just the fact that I asked is super fucked up. That's the point here. And notice how he didn't specify that part. Because that's what he did. That's why people were on him. What the fuck do you mean, dude? What? Okay, I'm sorry. Clearly I have a bias. And this is what fucks me up. I liked this guy, man. I was rooting for this fucking guy.
Individual or take advantage of them. Anything you may have heard or seen that suggests otherwise is a lie. Moving forward, I will not be addressing this topic publicly anymore, and I will let my legal team address anything that may surface from this topic. I am not putting myself out there for the game of social media allegations anymore. If you hear or see anything that may come up about this case in general, it is safe to assume that my team is taking care of it, but
it's a little much. That's a little much.
In terms of the future of this channel, I will be returning to make content. This will be in the form of Smash Bros videos or variety content as I was making before. I do not represent a danger or harm to anybody, and I do have the right to utilize my platforms and make the content that I want to make.
So, ironically, that part I kind of agree with, because he did ask for nudes, right? That part is clear. So you could argue the fact that, yeah, he might still actually be a danger. He might still be a problem. But in his defense, playing devil's advocate here, he has been doing therapy regarding this whole situation for about a year now, right? And on the other hand, if he didn't commit a crime, as in the solicitation, I'm pretty sure is a crime. But if he served a sentence, or if he's gone to court for it, or whatever the situation is, if he's paid his penance, if he's gotten his legal punishment for it, which I advocate for legally punishing him if it's the right thing to do, if that's what's fair. But yeah, solicitation is 100% a crime, yes. I mean, I don't know. America's fucking weird with their states' laws. You got, I swear, just have like a standard, like federalized version of laws that would do you guys some great, but like some good. But anyways, if there was but regardless, I don't know what state he's in. I don't know what fucking particular like bylaws they have regarding this type of thing. But if he has already gotten legal punishment for it, then my point of him like going on the point of he's like he wants to use his YouTube channel to post videos, well then technically he's completely within his rights. So that's totally fine if he wants to do that. And if people want to consume his content, that's their prerogative, that's fine. Am I going to be consuming his content? Probably not, with the way I'm like these four. We're 4 minutes in, and I've already had a lot to say, and I'm really, really not convinced because of his rhetoric, because of the fact that he didn't like he pointed out everything except the thing that he actually did, and that's kind of fucked up. Like, it would let's say I beat the shit out of someone, like I beat the fuck out of them, but they didn't die, and I go, I've never killed that person. I never stabbed that person. I never shot that person. That sounds great. But I still beat the living shit out of them. You know what I mean? And if I'm not admitting to that, but I'm saying like, well, I didn't do all these bad things, it doesn't take away from the bad thing that I've already done. Like using that as an example. So his rhetoric is explicitly used to frame himself as a non-perpetrator in this situation, but he solicited nudes from a minor. That's what he did, and he's not denying that he did that. He's denying that anything went any further than that, but that doesn't matter. In illegal content, what you say and mean is very important and needs to be specific. Exactly. And the fact that he's not specifying that looks great in a court of law, but then the defense would just have to say, ask the simple question, did you solicit? And I'm not going to say the rest because you already know the rest, but like, that's it. And as soon as he answers yes to that, that's an admission. So, like,
obviously some things will be different, as some things cannot be repaired from this scenario. But my passion has always been to make quality content and to entertain people and make videos in general. And I feel like I can do all of that while staying in my lane and living my life.
Yeah, no, Milgoon,
people have the choice.
Yeah, Milgoon, I'm talking as we go along. And of course, let's not, I get like, let's not make a final opinion, but trust me, my opinions are never final. Look, if I'm presented with fact, irrefutable fact, and if I'm presented with, good enough information, my opinions can change. I'm not the kind of person who's stuck in his ways. But like, he's framing himself like he's not the perpetrator in this situation, and I feel like that's just not true. But we'll see.
Not the obligation to watch or support my content if they wish to do so. But I do hope that those of you guys that are interested in watching my content again, give it a chance. I understand very well I am not fault-free.
Well, Jinchny, I wouldn't go as far to say as he's painting himself as a victim in this. He's not. Like, from the rhetoric that I've seen in this now 4 minutes and 58 seconds, he's not saying I'm the victim here. But he is kind of saying I did nothing wrong. That's the message that we're getting from this. By saying I did not receive nudes, I did not travel, I did not groom this person, etc., etc. By saying all these things, I didn't do that, he's essentially saying I'm not guilty, is what he's conveying with his message. Is that true? Well, we're going to find out with a breakdown of things, but we also have to keep in mind that, sure, Technical's probably made a really good video, but what are the facts of the situation? I don't know yet. I don't know. We're going to find out. But we have to look at the facts objectively, and we have to remind ourselves that that video is an opinion piece on its own as well. Much like the opinion that I'm saying right now. Mine is not as informed. Probably the most informed person of this situation is going to be Technicals in that video. But regardless, common issue with these types of allegations, a lot are unfalsifiable statements. Yeah. And that's part of the issue as well. Absolutely. We've only seen 5 minutes of this while Technicals goes into way more detail. But at the moment, it's completely fair to say this. Oh yeah, for sure.
And I've made mistakes. But those mistakes do not represent the person I am today or the person I want to be moving forward.
That I can agree with. That's a funny face. But that statement right there, I can 100% agree with. Obviously, you know, I will give it to him. He wants to be a better person. And I don't know how hard he's really trying. I can't be the judge of that. It's calm. That's a funny face. Yeah. It's kind of funny. But yeah. But yeah, we got to see both sides of the story. Exactly.
Change and reflection already happened many years ago, and I am a completely different person than when I was 19 years of age. Today I'm married.
Oh, he was 19. Yeah, okay, that's another thing too. Sorry, I thought he was my age. Oh, fuck. I fucked up. I thought he was my age when he did that. Oh. I mean, it's still wrong. Like, if you're 19 years old, stick to people your age. Nah, 19, you're not a minor, though. 18 and up, Well, just because it's been a long time doesn't mean that's okay, regardless. You know, I could have killed someone 10 years ago. I still killed someone, you know what I mean? Allegedly. Still wrong. I don't know if it's less extreme, guys. Like, I mean, it's 2 years is not a huge age gap. Well, she was 14, right? Was she 14 or 15? Regardless, that's more than 2 years. And like, this isn't a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old. Yeah. No, 21 is drinking age in America. Age of majority is 18. You can vote at 18, therefore age of majority is 18. That's the same age to consent. So age of consent, age of majority are both 18. That's the age you can vote. Age to drink in America is 21. Age to drink in Canada is 19. And age to drink in Canada, but the French side in Quebec, my guys, that's 18, motherfuckers. If you can vote, you can drink. Let's fucking go! Being legal is 18. Legally drinking is 21. Yeah, there you go. Stream Elements is stupid. Alright, anyways, let's jump back into this.
Married, I'm about to be 27. I want to start a family. I want to support the people that have been good to me, that are close to me. I want to entertain people. I want to chase my passion of creating content and making people laugh. And I just want to live my life. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Content will resume tomorrow as of 10 a.m. EST as it was before. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys around. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, hey, Canadian Tire, let's fucking go. So yeah, my opinions on this right now, he's not framing himself as a victim, but he's definitely acting like he did nothing wrong, or he's framing it in a way that looks like he didn't do anything wrong. Soliciting nudes from a minor when you're 18, let's say it's 19 and like 17. That's questionably debatable. Probably best to, like, you know, date someone your age. But when I was 16, I dated an 18-year-old. And I would turn 17, and then when she turned 19, I turned 18. But, like, there was, like, a year and some gap where for a few months, I was 16 and she was 18. There was nothing wrong with that. That was a perfectly fine relationship. In fact, we were in the same, like, grade, air quotes. It was our first year of college. We were both in our first year of college. We were at the same point in our lives. We were, you know, doing the same things in our lives. We had the same experience in our lives. But there's a big difference with a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old. Right away, very wrong. Yeah, it's a little bit different in Quebec, Milgoon, but I started school young. Like, I started school a year younger. And then high school in Quebec ends a year sooner than the rest of Canada. So your first year of college, you're normally a year younger than everybody else. But because I was already a year younger than all of my peers, I started college 2 years younger than the rest of Canada altogether. So that's why I started so young. I didn't skip a grade or anything like that. I was just capable of keeping up with people older than me. I started young, I finished young. Like, I got my university to, like, this, and I'm just gonna fucking brag here, let's be honest. I got my psychology degree in university when I was about 21 years old. I was like 21 going on 22, but I graduate, or 2 years of cégep. So when I finished cégep, I was 19. Then 2 years of university, because we had a bunch of, like, I had a bunch of credited courses. So I got my degree in 2 years, which means at the age of 21, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology, which isn't much. And my GPA was shit, so I wasn't like the best student. I just finished school fast. I speed ran school. Let's put it that way. Because you personally know someone who dated a guy who was 18 and she was 16, about to be 17? Yeah, so, like, that's one thing. But, like, 19 and 14, those are different worlds. 19, like, you can vote now. And in Canada, you can start drinking. Like you have your driver's license. Like, you're living in a different world from a 14-year-old who's, like, worried about school. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't even have a job yet. Like, these are two different worlds. So for him to have done that, still wrong. Still very wrong. You cannot do that. But he does bring up a good point where it's like, he's not about that anymore. And unless there were other allegations that I'm unaware of, unless that he's 27 and still chasing after 14-year-olds or something like that, then we have a problem. Then he's definitely a danger. I think the only person who would be able to reliably say whether or not he's a danger to the people around him is his therapist. If his therapist, who's been following him and assuming he's been going to therapy, like, consistently for the past year and a half, if he's been doing that consistently, then they're the one who would be able to tell us whether or not this is a person who is safe to be around children. So, as much as he says he has changed, I'm willing to believe that, but with a grain of salt. Oh yeah. Alrighty. Okay, now we're gonna jump into... Fuck it. We're gonna watch this one. We're not gonna watch the two videos. If you guys want to watch the Skyhouse video on your own time, check out this channel. It's called Technicals. He makes some pretty good Smash videos. Some of the words he uses are very TOS, so if one of those words happens, then we might have to fucking delete the VOD and maybe upload it to YouTube later. But regardless, we're gonna keep watching, so here we go. What really happened to ZeRo? I'm excited for this.
At Neo, design matters. To be brief,
I've seen a lot of people who don't even know what's going on with ZeRo.
I had an initial paragraph about the stuff against ZeRo, then I rewrote it entirely when new information came out, and now I've deleted that entirely when even more information came out, and I am replacing it with...
Oh shit, well, welcome back, Good Hunter.
In absolutely devastating and shocking news, ZeRo has come out with a brand new statement confirming everything is true.
Many members of the Smash community have been accused of harassment and assault, most notably Gonzalo ZeRo Barrios, known as one of the most successful Smash players of all time.
Sadly, ZeRo attempted suicide today. Jisoo has continued to post her own additional allegations against ZeRo as well, and seemingly will not let this go to rest until I'm not sure what is done here.
I do think that there is some kind of need to do very thorough research
always.
before you name specific
not gonna lie, boy,
and specific
always.
events, especially if you weren't there or
we keep it off Twitch, homies. We don't do
Worst
that.
Case scenario is what happens here. This is literally
and
the worst
unlike
case
most
scenario
Smash players, I keep it within my age.
Let's fucking go!
Alright, I'm being a cunt. Anyways. Here we go, boys.
Today officially marks the beginning and end of an era in Smash history. In the past year, we've seen a growth in distrust of leadership, entire cases turned upside down, and a once silent majority no longer afraid to question the status quo. I mean, why shouldn't they? The loudest ones are the reason both you and I are here in the first place. But as I said before, that ends today. Because today I'll show you how two of the biggest cases in Smash history have never been solved.
Okay.
Until now. Gonzalo Raul ZeRo Barrios Castro, most famous for his 56 consecutive tournament win streak back in his prime, received attention from mainstream news publications for something a lot less awe-inspiring. It appears that much like D1, he incurred the wrath of his detractors by making an initial statement on those that were accused prior to himself. Jisoo's tweet would reignite old stories. It even sparked...
That's taken a tremendous deliberation, but I'm sorry you were showing me explicit Craigslist ads of sex workers and hentai on the big screen and constantly harassing me at the Sky House when I was 15. Huh. Alright, well... okay, let's see where this goes.
New ones, as they tried to add their voices to the conversation. As we...
Hey, Hunter, that's a good quote. That's a good fucking quote. All the allegation stuff was happening in June of 2020. Nintendo was actually secretly deleting the videos with anyone who had those allegations.
We all know
Damn.
This resulted in her creating a 64-page, 58-page document that was used as the primary reference in both conversation and media coverage.
Damn,
However,
son.
even after all of our digging, we've only been over half of what's been said about ZeRo. If you're new here, don't worry, because I'm about to recap everything we already know.
Hey, recaps, baby! Let's go! Alright.
From 2009 to 2010, Craigslist was caught in a legal battle over their adult services category, which functioned as a message board for sex workers and online dating. Because of this and raising concerns over sex trafficking, Craigslist began pre-screening ads posted in the adults category to prohibit the publication of graphic images. With that being said, it seems unreasonable to assume that Jisoo's claim of having been shown multiple ads in 2014, which shouldn't have existed in the first place, would be true beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay, just to clarify, there are 100% ads on Craigslist for prostitution. You can totally find them. They're not going to be called prostitution. It's going to be like looking for a friend, air quotes. But you can 100% find that shit on Craigslist to this day. Alright? In our Lord and Savior's year of 2021, if I really wanted to, I could show you an ad right fucking now. It's escorts. It's all escort services. So, yes, ZeRo still could have done that, alright? Regardless, he still could have done that. So, saying that, like, that doesn't exist on Craigslist, well, that's not true. I think he's getting to a point where, like, well, that's why he said, you know, beyond a reasonable doubt, you can still totally find that. Maybe I misunderstood what he said, so I want to go back just a few seconds here.
Coupled with teen, which is able to assume that prohibit the publication of graphic images.
Okay.
With that being said, it seems unreasonable to assume that Jisoo's claim of having been shown multiple ads in 2014, which shouldn't have existed in the first place, would be true beyond a reasonable doubt.
But it is, because you just have to look for different wording. So it is true beyond a reasonable doubt. Saying that it isn't is a bit of a grift. Whatever.
With the fact that she acquired ZeRo testimony in a house filled with 20-plus people who would have likely seen this happening, considering it was shown on a big screen television in a shared room of 5.
I don't know about
everyone that I reached out to for comment, like Orion and some of her past roommates, deny any knowledge of this taking place during their stay. Also,
if he knew he was doing something wrong, wouldn't he wait until like everyone was gone to do it in the first place? I don't know. I don't know, man. He's framing it in a way. And I'm framing it in another way, I guess. But
accuracy's sake, she wasn't 15.
Uncle Falchion, I'm gonna tell you right now, there are times in the day where everyone is out. I can guarantee that. I lived in a house, my family, of 7 people. Alright? No, let me count. So it was me, my little brother, my mom, stepdad, both my grandparents, my great-grandfather, and at one point my uncle at the time. So that's 8 people. So that's almost half the number of people in that house. And I can tell you, if I didn't have school on one day, so, you know, 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. The house was empty, and I could do whatever I wanted. And even when there are people in the house, that doesn't mean everyone's going to be like in that room constantly. There are definitely 100% a point in time and a moment in the day Or even if it's just for 5 minutes, I'm sure you can find 5 minutes to do that. Like, saying that that's not likely is, sure, it's not likely, but it's not impossible. So we have to keep our minds open to the possibility. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm going to do that a lot during this video. I just want everyone's minds to remain open to every possibility, regardless of the framing. No, that's fine. I'm not saying you said impossible, but I'm specifying. Yeah, slim to none, but still possible. I am specifying.
She was 16 ever since she arrived at Sky's house, which would have made ZeRo 19
exactly
at
like
the time.
Okay.
A day after Jisoo posted her allegation, Leffen, purely out of the goodness of his own heart, posted an entirely fabricated story to make Jisoo's look more credible. But it's okay because he did it as his friend. In this story, he accuses ZeRo of looking at hentai with Japanese players he had just met at Apex when he was a minor, when in actuality, they were looking at fully clothed waifus.
Yeah, that's not hentai.
I'm not going to reveal the identity of the Japanese player who corroborated ZeRo's story
this is still
simply because he wished.
Regardless, this is still a he said, she said situation, especially if like he's lying. So it's like,
to remain anonymous. But if Leffen would like,
at this point, Leffen has become an unreliable narrator because he's already caught in a lie. So it's like, no matter what he says, it's gonna be wrong. So like, we can't take it seriously. BDSM Bible discussion study meeting. I love that. Yeah, exactly. So this isn't fact. This is
like to have even one person involved back him up.
We're only 4 minutes in though, so we got a lot to go through, boys. Holy shit!
Maybe except for Lima, who wasn't even there.
The fact that Leffen confirmed you look at hentai with people you barely know completely contradicts what you said about this being out of character for you to do.
Imagine typing this out with 100% sincerity.
Okay, here's another thing. Before we get into the objection, and this is going to be like a point for ZeRo here. It's no one in that community liked him. So to see his downfall, they did want that. So when ZeRo says he had friends who weren't real friends, who like you know, when he was playing the victim, it was partly true because yes, he has always been a victim in that community. No one there wanted him around. So for Leffen to lie about it, to bring ZeRo down, for other people to bandwagon and lie about it to bring him down, that is 100% a possibility. So, devil's advocate always, man. Like, I'm not that I'm playing both sides, but we have to keep that in mind. Fake friends who throw you under the bus are extremely common, as we saw with the Naira situation. Yeah. Or, like, no, just Mewtwo King's situation, dude. Now, I don't know if the allegations turned out to be true, but last I checked and last I had looked it up, Mewtwo King's allegations were completely false. But people were saying he was going around nutting on people while they were sleeping. And like, man, when he put out his video explaining like his biological condition, that shit broke my heart. And I'm like, why would anyone like lie like that about him? But yeah, I don't know. Yo, that shit fucking broke my heart. He did not deserve that. But that's what I mean. So like, we can't take anything Leffen says for truth. Yeah, he was proven innocent. Okay, so last I checked, it was that. He was proven innocent. Oh yeah, dude, I almost cried as well. Like that fucked me up. And I'm like, that wasn't fair. That was fucked up. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. If we're gonna hate on anyone, like, we should hate on Leffen as well. Like, if anyone should be fucking canceled, it should be him too, because he's been fucking putting out, like, false allegations. Good Hunter... M2K is Mewtwo King. He's another one of like the top players, but he is like in a different category. He is 100% not a sexual predator. He can't be, even if he wanted to. That was the point of the videos that he put out, because he has a biological condition that we're not gonna get into right now. But yeah, it's one of the 5 gods of Melee. Yeah. Yeah, and it just broke my heart to see him like have to reveal that to everyone to prove his innocence, which is fucked up because again, the burden of proof does not lie on the accused. The burden of proof lies on the accuser. You have to prove that that person did something, not the other way around, because it's impossible to prove to someone that you didn't do anything. Also, what's up, Cavenstein? Alright, let's keep watching this video.
Checkmated, ZeRo! You do look at anime pussy in public. See? Look, everyone! Leffen proved it!
ZeRo manipulated and blinded his audience very well into attacking this victim, who finally mustered the courage to share her story against the biggest name in Smash.
ZeRo stabbed and wounded this infant, who finally found the courage to speak out after being shown a full-length director's cut
John
of
Wick?
Boku no
I fucking
Pico.
love John Wick.
Stunning, and quite frankly, brave. Whew. God forbid
John.
a woman be uncomfortable. I'm sure we can all agree
Okay,
that
that's a bit of
harassing
a
someone is
sexist
bad,
take, but go on.
making a 500-plus word essay on
That was a very, very sexist take, but go on.
an unsubstantiated claim that you have nothing to do with, I would argue, would make anyone uncomfortable. Because you clearly have way too much time on your hands.
Also, guys, for those of you who don't actually know, and I feel like if you're younger, you might not know, but trigger warnings aren't like, trigger warning, you might get angry. Like, that's not what trigger warnings are for. Trigger warnings are actually for people who have post-traumatic stress disorder and who have gone through, you know, traumatic or horrible atrocities in their lives. So when you put up a trigger warning, it's not, trigger warning, this opinion might make you big mad. No, that's the wrong use of trigger warning. When you're actually supposed to use trigger warnings is when, you know, trigger warning, this content will discuss rape. This content will discuss suicide. This content will discuss murder. You know, actual atrocities. Like, think what a soldier might have gone through. And that's what getting triggered actually is. Just a heads up, for real, for real. You need a trigger warning if you show someone hanging or cutting themselves. You shut down right away like a robot. Yeah, sounds good. But those are like real trigger warnings. Yeah. Yep. Right, so the No Sleep Horror podcast you listen to all the time, post trigger warnings. Yeah. See, those are proper use of trigger warnings. So, I just wanted to point that out because there's so much misinformation regarding the term trigger warning that I wanted to make that clear to people. And Buppet, my girlfriend, can actually go much further into that because she's currently studying the topic at school. So, you know, she has a degree in anthropology, so she understands human behaviors and whatnot, and now she's doing other things. But anyways, that's what they're used for. Like you know at the bottom of a CD, like parental advisory, that's literally a content warning. Trigger warnings are basically content warnings, but for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, for those of you who didn't know. So anyways, that's that's Buppo's educational take of the day. Ah!
I guess you could use the attention since you're not getting it from ESPN.
Just gonna reply to that.
Leffen still felt like he hadn't proved his friendship to ZeRo, so he shared yet another false story that accidentally damaged his reputation. Damn.
Oh shit,
Leffen really can't catch a break, huh? The goal of the tweet was to show that ZeRo frequently exchanged hentai with his audience, which, much like the Apex story, would make Jisoo seem far more believable. The context to these screenshots is that ZeRo would have constant disputes in his Discord over who.
I don't know if this helps nail ZeRo more, but please censor me. But he will regularly exchange hentai with fans, and for someone who claims it's out of character, this is damning evidence. The context was the person who sends him the best hentai got a link to his Mafia game. What the fuck? Did he actually do that though? Like, do we have like genuine like proof? Because this seems more like, again, this is a he said she said. They're not showing any receipts, so I'm like, I'm with the this guy's team right now.
Could join his Mafia lobbies, so he half-jokingly decided whoever sent him the best hentai would get a spot. One of the only times that ZeRo has sent hentai to his audience directly is when he made an animation for his stream that triggered after a large donation, which had a hidden NSFW ending. But viewers demanded to see the full version, so ZeRo decided if they tier 3 subbed and confirmed they were 18 or older, he would send them the full animation.
Okay. That right away, that is damning. That is 100% wrong. Because how many of you fuckers in chat, I'm pointing at you guys, how many of you little minor bastards have gone on a fucking porn site and you see the pop-up and it says, "Are you 18?" And you go, "Yes." So shut the fuck up. That doesn't make it okay. Now, to be fair, porn sites are basically doing the same thing that ZeRo is doing, but that's still problematic behavior. That is problematic behavior because, like, they have to prove to you that they're 18, but how do you prove that? Well, you'd have to show ID, but you don't want to dox yourself. So, where's the legal ground on which they can do that? Also, if you don't want to dox yourself, I could, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at this, and it's like, so he actually did share porn with minors. Because he has no way of actually knowing whether they're minors or not. That's fucked up. Like, what the fuck? We have the long-ass Walgreens receipts for that? No, like, this, what the fuck is this? So Leffen is a less popular Keemstar. That's what you're gathering. Basically, yeah, Good Hunter. Leffen is, like, a really, really good Smash player and a really, really shitty human being. Like, he's very toxic. He's very shitty. He's a narcissist. Like, he's just not a fun person to be around. He has some good qualities, but, like, I don't know. From what I can tell, he's, yeah.
However, one of ZeRo's mods who did receive it after asking him went on Twitter and framed it as if ZeRo was wholly irresponsible with ages. Even though his trusted moderator, the one person whose age he didn't check, was a legal adult anyways.
Does not matter. Does not matter. Because any one of those people could have not been 18. You run a platform with minors. It's the same reason I don't have a not safe for work section in my Discord. Now, to be fair, I talk about toes and cum all the time. I'm not a very good fucking role model, but I don't have porn on my Discord. I don't have a not safe for work 18 plus section on my Discord because I know that minors follow my content because I play Smash and I built my foundation on Smash. Until maybe 5 years from now, when I'm only playing Elden Ring and kids don't want to play my boomer ass game, and my foundation will be different at that point, maybe then we might have an NSFW section. But even then, I wouldn't even, like, fucking let the opportunity happen. I don't know, dude. Also, Leffen threw a controller at a tournament organizer once. Yeah, that's fucked up. Tolerated because he's good at the game. Yeah, that's the thing. But that's kind of my point here. It's like, it's the same thing's gonna happen with ZeRo, man. Regardless of anything, regardless of what my opinion will be at the end of this piece, regardless of what you guys' opinions are now, he's gonna keep playing the game. He's gonna keep posting content, and the community is gonna tolerate him because he's good at the game, and that's just what it's gonna be. It is what it is, man. And, like, you know, if you want to watch his content, I'm not gonna judge you, and that's totally fine. 100% your prerogative. But so far, we're only 6 minutes in, but so far I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know, man. What this is showing me is that the whole community is fucked, but yeah.
They have since publicly apologized for their tweets and confirmed that ZeRo did in fact check for ages. Don't ask.
Wait, hold on, Milgoon, what are you saying? Yeah, but ZeRo has explained this in the Sky video, that ZeRo asked his subscribers if they were of legal age. To his expense, he can't tell who is lying and who isn't. Yeah, but that's the thing. Don't take the risk. That's my point, Milgoon. Then don't take the risk at all if you can't be sure. Yeah, that too, Charlie. Like, why would you share your porn anyways? Look, I fapped to this. Like, it is a bit weird. I mean, I'm a bit of a weirdo. I would do that with, like, my really close homies, but that's about it. Phoenix Lord, you missed, we're going over the Smash community. We're going back to summer of 2020 because ZeRo released a statement today, about 6 hours ago, 5 or 6 hours ago. He released a statement saying that everything he admitted to wasn't true. And then in that very same video framed it like, I never received nudes from a minor. I never intended to groom a minor. I never traveled to be with a minor. I never touched a minor. A minor never touched me. Okay, 5 things. But the one thing he was actually accused for was soliciting nudes from a minor. But he doesn't mention that in his video, and he says, hey, the allegations are false. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. So this guy did an opinion piece on it where he's breaking down as much of the facts as he can. And so far he's showing to us that the people who were considered ZeRo's friends threw him under the bus and were lying. So it is all a he said, she said situation. And, you know, we'll see where our opinions fall by the end of this video. But we'll see, you know. So that's where we are, Phoenix Lord. That's the recap. But it was to make you uncomfortable. Not like, looks how good this porn is. Yeah, no, exactly. And I kept one of those images zoomed. You remember, Charlie, you remember that. Okay, hold on. Let me give you guys context. So Charlie would do that to make me uncomfortable, and I'd always open my phone and be like, what the fuck? But here's the funny part and all that. He sent me one time where, like, this girl is just making this really stupid face. Beautiful woman, but she just has this expression on her face where she's just kind of like... So I took the nude and I just zoomed in on her face, and now I have her her face saved on my phone. Just her face. I might share it in the big memes. It's one of the funniest fucking faces I've ever seen. And I was like, nah, she's cute. She ain't that bad. But it was that bad, yeah. Because the longer you looked at it, the more you only saw the face. It's really fucking funny. Woo.
Ask why Leffen was trying this hard to prove Jisoo right.
Yeah.
You're going to break the simulation. Fuck you.
Yeah, he's not for or against ZeRo right now. I mean, Good Hunter, he's kind of framed a little bit for ZeRo in the way his rhetoric is right now. But he's trying to recap. That being said, it's because he's recapping the information objectively. So objectively, with the information presented so far, ZeRo is looking innocent in the first 6 minutes, but he's going to present the rest of the information as we go along.
Technicals, you are roach of cock. You are...
Yeah.
Scum of smash.
Exactly,
and you make alert
if a liar is proven a liar, fuck them.
Go cry about it on Reddit again, pussy.
That's funny. Well, that's not physical abuse, but go on.
In a 1 in a trillion odds, Jisoo managed to not only forget the very first line of her document, but also was unable to fit a 5-minute Google search of their ages into her already busy schedule. This resulted in hordes of followers demanding Vanessa's birth certificate after she accused her of being 15 while dating ZeRo. And when she spoke on this experience, she even goes as far as to say that it gave her post-traumatic stress disorder. But wait, there's more! In the same breath, Jisoo also insinuated that ZeRo beats women, citing rumors as her source. The magnitude of this fuck-up is actually so impressive, I think we should just let it slide. I mean, she clearly can't help it at this point, and as an educator, I take punching down on learning disabilities very seriously. Recap over! Congratulations! Right. You're officially caught up. Now it's time to introduce the final 3 stories we've yet to address, and hopefully by the end we can reach a verdict. Spoiler alert, Jisoo's involved in all of them. How fun.
So why would Jisoo go out of her way, though? Like, if this wasn't true, alright, let's talk under the presumption that maybe this wasn't true. Why would she go out of her way to ruin his life? I want to know this. I want to find out. You can excuse Leffen, but I mean he's good at Guilty Gear. He's pretty good at Guilty Gear, so like, no. Clout? Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a dumb way to get clout, though, because then wouldn't you just be known as the person who was shitty to someone? Like, that's bad fucking clout. Oh, also, Phoenix Lord. Oh, yeah, guys, if you want the link to this full video, fuck. I'm talking about, like, go on Technical's channel and give him a view. Yeah, that's great, but, like, it would really fucking help if I actually just gave you guys the link. So when I saw exclamation point video, I'm going to pretend to be a bot for a second real quick and just, there you go. That's the video. That's what we're watching right now. So give this lad a view. Give Technicals a view. If you want to give ZeRo a view, I'm not going to share that link. Just because my opinion isn't fully formed yet. So it's your own prerogative if you want to search out and do that. She didn't expect Technicals to expose her ass. If he didn't, she would have gotten away with it. Okay, yeah. Hungry Box's thumbnail is so fucking funny. Wait, which one? Like... Look at his face! Okay, I'm done. Hold on. Alright, that's the face. Good. Look, he just looks so worried. Yo,
What
he just looks so worried.
Was
okay.
another victim to speak up about ZeRo having asked her to do the same things while she was underage, and talk about possibly flying over and meeting her at a hotel in person.
I don't know what the
other
Juwario
victim that
incident
Jisoo is
is,
referring
that's
to is Laura. In the screenshots that follow her explanation, Laura details how ZeRo she had lied about her age, saying, quote,
I would have never in my life said I was 20. Like, this is 100% damage control. There's no way he didn't know I was underage.
And
I had text logs last year when I tried contacting him on Discord and was really thinking of posting it online back then, but no one would have believed me, and I just gave up on it, I guess. But I've reset my PC since then, so the Skype chat logs are gone.
Unquote. Damn, you reset your PC, so you lost the screenshots, huh? That's unfortunate. The issue isn't that she doesn't have the conversations, it's that they don't support her case in the slightest.
The Skype messages still exist, but that's not the point.
Bro, I was in a really bad relationship a few years ago. No, like, fuck, what am I talking about? It's like 6 or 7 years ago now. Holy shit. Time flies, lads! Anyways, I was in a terrible, fucking horrible relationship where this person stalked me by the end of it. I still have those fucking texts on my other phone, and I keep that other phone. Because if ever I go missing or something happens to me, I want people to have access to that phone. It has been 7 years, and I still have my fucking screenshots. Never lose your screenshots, lads, okay?
And he thought I was older. He did nothing wrong. I wouldn't share those Skype messages with anyone though, at least not things that make him look bad, unless I trust that person to not share it with anyone. I'd never want to damage ZeRo's reputation.
Okay.
He didn't even know I was a minor.
Wait, what? Okay, he was grooming you. I'm so sorry. I know you're just processing it all right now. Yeah, but that's not a bad thing to say. Let's see.
He didn't even know I was a minor. I'm not a bad person. I'm really sorry.
Well, it doesn't get any more obvious than that, does it? I'm in genuine shock I get paid to do this. This puts our current lie tally from Jisoo at a solid 3.5. Vanessa being 15, ZeRo beating women, flying out a minor, and half a point for the hentai and Craigslist story. Because while it's extremely unlikely, it can't be disproven either.
The Craigslist story is likely, okay? That's bullshit. Don't say it's unlikely. That is 100% likely. I swear to God, I can find escorts on Craigslist right now, okay? It's not hard to do. Don't pretend like they removed it all in 2010. That's just not true. All right, first of all. Okay? The images might be a little less explicit than 2010. But I was curious one time. This wasn't even that long ago. It was like in 2020. And I looked on Craigslist and I'm like, I heard there were like, you know, that kind of stuff on it. I wonder what that looks like now. Because I remembered that like, hey, it was supposed to be removed. And if you look at the escorts section or you just like search up friend looking for friend, it's right there. It's right there, my lads. It's right there. Yeah, basically. Or other, and regardless, there are other types of like boards that are like Craigslist. Like, it looks like Craigslist anyways, but yeah. You don't even think you use Craigslist? Well, that's the thing. If you didn't use Craigslist, then you use something that looks like Craigslist and you know, explicit images or non-explicit, regardless, escort services might be there. It's a 50-50? Yeah, it's more than a 50-50, man. Like, that's, but regardless, this is still a he said, she said situation, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm arguing over nothing right now. It doesn't matter because it's he said, she said. This isn't fact. Screenshots and receipts are fact. So unless there are screenshots of ZeRo asking for the nudes, if there are screenshots of that, then that's irrefutable, that's fact, that's the truth.
But truthfully, who gives a shit?
That's good timing. Well, we should give a shit, but regardless. Sexually exploiting women?
I debated adding this part because it honestly feels like a waste of time. So if you want to skip it, just know that it boils down to an anti-situation. The first woman, who is now 27 years old, is upset because she feels as if ZeRo tried to use her to add to his collection by asking her for nudes. She paints the picture that ZeRo talked of women as if they were achievements, while boasting his easily obtained Infinity Gauntlet of pictures.
That's still a shitty thing to do, guys. Don't Don't act like it's not. That's a really shitty thing to do. Treat women like people.
Keep in mind that there is no evidence to literally anything I'm saying right now, which is why I wanted to skip it in the first place, but since Jisoo thought it was important enough to document, I don't really have a choice now, do I? She feels as if ZeRo was her friend, yet blocked and cut her off when he started going steady with Vanessa. According to ZeRo, he was
which that's a perfectly fine thing to do on ZeRo's end, alright? Let's be fair where fair is fair. If I had, like, let's say I was having a fling with someone, and I get into a relationship with somebody else. The expectation is to stop sending nudes with the other person, right? And slowly, not necessarily ignore them, but maybe explain to them, like, hey, I'm in a relationship with someone else now. We can't keep doing this the way we're doing. If you want to be friends, we can be friends. But if you're not looking for friendship, I guess we're done here. He's completely within his right to do that, so that's a non-issue. I'm gonna take a little sippy. But yeah, and to be very clear, Charlie, exactly. In a monogamous relationship, yes. But in an open relationship, none of that shit matters anyway, so.
Never really close friends with her in the first place, and he was already cutting off people from his hometown because he never planned on going back. There is testimony from others that witnessed them hanging out and her general attitude of ZeRo, even though she stated that she had a boyfriend and that was one of the things she was upset about. But then that devolves into a he said, she said, and I don't have time for that shit. The rest of her twit longer appears to contribute a decent amount of her self-esteem issues to ZeRo.
I'm just saying, you clearly do. You made a 40-minute video on a he said, she said, from what I can tell.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, we're only 10 minutes in.
Honestly reads as projection.
The big takeaway here is that ZeRo now has a confirmed history of sexually exploiting women.
Okay, no, that's a hard accusation.
Jisoo must have seen something.
Sexually exploiting someone, guys, just so you're aware, sexually exploiting someone involves, for example, pimping someone out. You know what? Let's look it up. All right, let's look up the definition. All right, sexual exploitation. Sexual exploitation meaning. All right, we're looking at the definition. Sexual exploitation refers to any actual or attempted abuse of a position of vulnerability, differential power, or trust for sexual purposes, including but not limited to profiting monetarily, socially, or politically from the sexual exploitation of another. Okay, well, within this realm of the definition, technically that is what he did, because if he is treating women like objects and trying to boast his notches on his bed for social status, then yes, technically that's sexual exploitation. But it's not the worst kind of sexual exploitation if we're going to be 100% fair. No, we're not going to videos, Boykin. Disgusting.
I didn't, because that is a loaded statement. You confirmed it? How'd you confirm that one? Oh, you listened to a couple stories? Oh. Here, take it. Just take it. No, seriously, you deserve it. Please, just take it.
Another person also came to me recently to also validate that ZeRo regularly exhibited these behaviors. While she was not underage at the time.
A little odd that 4 of these cases involve fully grown women when we're trying to prove he's a pedophile, but okay.
Yeah. When it was clear that she only wanted to maintain a friendly relationship and not sexual, ZeRo stopped talking to her. This was when I first spoke to him in Smashboard's PMs. October 2014. So yes, same exact time period as Katie.
Like, is
Guys,
this with the minor?
A woman was ghosted in 2015. Call the police. Oh my god, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Look, I know it seems like I'm being insensitive, but both this and the woman I just spoke of isn't even a relevant issue anymore. This happened when? 6,
Yellow,
7
and I'm
years
watching
ago?
the video,
He's been
brother.
With Vanessa for 5.
I'm watching the video.
Married.
We're dissecting
You're bringing this up.
too.
Why? Oh, yeah, promiscuous behavior. Promiscuous. Having or involving many sexual partners. As is characteristic of most smashers, we all know that ZeRo was drowning in a substantial amount of pussy. Most times, you couldn't tell if there was a banana in his pocket, or if he was just happy to play Diddy. Someone should really tell Nelly Furtado over here the difference between flirting online and getting your own reality TV show for being Mormon. Promiscuous girl, I own a car. Wherever you are, bitch better not be far.
That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good! That was funny. Gotta give him that.
This, in my opinion, is probably the only serious and legitimate problem that people have with ZeRo.
But like, here's my current like. I'm gonna make a criticism every fucking minute, so you guys better get used to this shit. But anyways, this is so much fluff for 13 minutes. All that we've learned so far is that there are some people who lied, like made false allegations, who made completely false allegations, and there are some people who were ghosted in 2015. Get to the meat of the situation. Did he or did he not actually solicit a 14-year-old girl for nudes? Because if he did, then this whole situation is pointless regardless, and my opinion does not change. If he was 19 years old and asked a young girl, okay, still a teenager, still a girl, for nudes as an adult, then there's nothing more to say for me. Like, we're done here. We're done here. But yeah, I'm just saying, we're gonna find out.
Everything else is either fabricated, as we've seen,
great production.
or
You're right,
extremely, and I mean extremely.
You watched it at work, and all you did was just leave you confused. Not so much the allegations, but rather how the fuck higher ups just handled this. Oh, Lowen, I have yet to see this video. We're gonna get through it, brother.
We're
gonna get through
it.
Together, Lowen, together.
If they have to lie this much. Katie reached out to Jisoo after her initial tweet.
This is also the problem too. It's a he said, she said, and the people who are lying, you have to immediately, like, you can't take their testimony anymore because they're unreliable narrators. And if we're dealing with a bunch of false narratives, then you have to literally take everything they said and you cannot conceive it as truth. It's like, they fucked up, they lied. I'm not going to believe a liar. So right away I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. But the actual victim is the person I want to hear from.
And began recounting her experience with ZeRo in 2014. After sending several screenshots of their Skype conversations, the two quickly exchanged numbers and began planning out the twit longer. At the time of the messages, ZeRo was 19 and Katie was allegedly 14. I only say allegedly because there's no way I can confirm her age on account of her being anonymous. I genuinely tried to get in contact with her, but every lead either had me blocked or refused to say anything,
So you couldn't prove anything, so why the fuck are we talking about it? Ah! Alright.
Can't say I didn't try.
Dear ZeRo, my name is Katie. I used to be in the Smash community. I was 14 years old during our conversations on Skype from September 2014 to January 2015. We met online when you were streaming on Twitch, and I messaged you over chat. You seemed to take an interest in me and gave me your Skype username.
That is a good point,
starstruck, made a Skype just for this.
Like, that is a good point, but at the same time, it's like, fuck, man, like, how, like, we just need to confirm that this person actually exists, right? But, like, the screenshots are there. Like, the screenshots are there, right? So, like, we'd have to confirm, like, that's the one thing. We need to confirm that she was actually 14 years old at the time. But the screenshots are there.
And began chatting with you. I was a young girl enraptured with the idea of being friends with someone I looked up to and admired. You used me in this state to flirt, manipulate, and ask for sexual favors from me.
The worst offense, she claimed, was that he asked her to masturbate with ice and take pictures. Sadly,
that's a horrible offense if she's 14, dude. Don't play it off like the worst offense as if it's not that big of a deal. That's a terrible fucking thing if she's a child, dude.
According to Katie, there is no evidence. This is the part where you angrily type in the comments.
But technicals, he confessed. You don't need evidence, you victim-blaming piece of shit.
Wow, just learn a new phrase? Nice. Very good, very good.
You're right, you still need the evidence.
Calm the fuck down. We're gonna read it right now. Jesus.
Let's fucking go!
I can't sleep, and I just can't take this back and forth. I don't think it makes sense to keep this going. I just want this all to stop and for me to at least atone. I also want people to stop defending me. I don't deserve it. Katie, the screenshot you guys were wondering about the ice cube thing, it's true. The claims that Katie makes are true in general. There are no graphic pictures or anything of the sort, but it's unforgivable regardless. If you're an observant reader, you may have noticed the stark contrast of tone from his previous responses. That's because ZeRo wholeheartedly intended for this to be his suicide note. And had it not been for Vanessa, that may have well been the case.
Okay, but regardless, that doesn't mean he didn't do it? Like, come on now.
If it's not too personal, what stopped you from committing suicide after posting your
final twit longer.
I was laying down. I think Vanessa was like holding me, right? I think at some point I looked at her and I was like, dead? Because at that point in time, when all that stuff was coming out, I remember I couldn't sleep for maybe like 2.5 days or something. And I remember I just looked at her and she was trying to stay up because she couldn't sleep, you know, but she was kind of like, she wanted to sleep. And this is not the type to stay up.
I'm not gonna lie, I was so scared of him going to the bathroom alone, him just being alone. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is triggering stuff. So again, as I've said before, and as it says in the title, guys, trigger warning. We are dealing with very heavy topics such as suicide, suicidal ideation, suicidal attempt, and, you know, sexual misconduct allegations. So, potential grooming. The list goes on.
Because those moments for him were really difficult, and I cannot imagine how he...
Yeah, and also the first confession being a suicide note kind of doesn't make sense either, because, like, whether or not it was, the fact that he wrote that is already, like, damning for him. Like, if it wasn't true, that was the stupidest thing to ever write. That was the stupidest, regardless of whether you're going to, you know, move, like, go on with your life or not, whatever the decision that is, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, and Lowen, that's what I thought it was at first, too. Why is he so hot, though? I don't know, man. But that's the thing, like, that Lowen, I thought the same thing, so it's like, you can't... Unless you're like the point that Technicals was making there, unless you're an actual linguist, like, you can't really argue like, oh, his style of typing changed. It's like, nah, bro, that's a non-argument.
He was the one going through all of this.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not informed.
I feel like I was putting her into this.
I'm not a linguist either.
I looked at her and I just said, "Let me just go and end this." She was like, "No, please, no." I remember she begged me not to do anything.
I felt like the world was crashing on us, and at that point, that felt
hey, yo, fair enough.
nicer than
look at the corgi though. Look at that buddy.
The love of
I'm
my
so
life,
insensitive.
Having his
I don't give a fuck. All right.
I wrote up the thing and I was just sitting there for like 20 minutes just looking at the monitor. So the plan was that I was gonna upload it and then I was just going to just cut myself.
It,
like,
and then I'm being an asshole. Oh my
the
God.
main method I've always used has always been cutting. So yeah, that's just what I was thinking. I didn't have access to anything else at the time. I don't know what it was, but
yeah,
Vanessa kind of came into the room. Yeah. And I remember she came to the office and she gave me like this very long hug. She was just telling me everything will be fine.
Look, all of this, I don't want to be an asshole here, but like, don't get confused. This is emotional fluff. And some could argue that this could be construed as emotional manipulation. Because, like, well, it's not just that it's filler, but like, by presenting this as information, it's supposed to make us feel bad for him. Which, arguably, yes, it's normal to. If you have empathy, or if you're an empathetic person, yeah, this is a really sad situation, and it's sad that everything that happened pushed him to that point. But what does this have to do with the facts? Ask yourself that question whenever someone does an appeal. This is called a logical fallacy, by the way. Whenever someone does an appeal to emotion, ask yourself, why are they making an appeal to emotion? Because this part of this video can be argued as an appeal to emotion. He's explaining his mindset during the time. He made the response and how it affected what he said. That's fair. No, yeah, that's fair. And you know what? That's a good point because it contextualizes things. But I think that this is not... I don't think that this is good to show in a video. Like, regardless of the contextualization, you don't have to bring it up in this way. Like, I don't know.
I remember feeling like this warm because I felt really cold. She went downstairs. She made me my favorite food, which
maybe
was,
I'm being too cold right now.
It's always, it's a classic for me. She sat there and she was just like cutting the pieces herself and just feeding me because I don't know. It's just I was like a potato at that point. I don't know. It made me feel like this sense of peace.
It's like when the singer from Suicide Silence killed himself by riding his motocross drunk as fuck. It was a show and another band. I was like, let's have 1 minute of silence for our metal brother. and someone in the back screamed super loud, "We don't give a fuck," and I laughed so hard. Oh my god, that's super fucked up, Charlie. What the fuck? Woo. Remember, we need to remain impartial. That's my point. I'm being impartial. I'm being impartial. This is a call to emotion. This is a logical fallacy. This is a sophism, as they call it. Look, let's look up logical fallacies. Like this is why you can't bring stuff, like, even if it contextualizes things, you're not supposed to bring this up in a rhetorical argument or in a rhetorical styled video, because it's a logical fallacy, and logical fallacies cannot build good argumentation. All right. Thou shalt not logic fallacy. All right, here. Where is it? All right. Not the straw man argument, not the false cause, not appeal to emotion. Shut the fuck up, ads. All right. Appeal to emotion. Appeals to emotion includes appeals to fear, envy, hatred, pity, pride, and more. It's important to note that sometimes a logically coherent argument may inspire emotion or have an emotional aspect. Hence the contextualization of this person's suicide, right? So, but the problem and fallacy occurs when emotion is used instead of a logical argument, or to obscure the fact that no compelling rational reason exists for one's position. Everyone, bar sociopaths, is affected by emotion, and so appeals to emotion are very common and effective argument tactic, but they're ultimately flawed, dishonest, and tend to make one's opponents justifiably emotional. So Luke didn't want to eat his sheep's brains with chopped liver and Brussels sprouts, but his father told him to think about the poor, starving children in the third world country who were fortunate enough to have any food at all. Now, I understand that the point of him, and you could argue that the point of him bringing... Oh, that's me on Twitch already. Now, I understand that the point of him is to contextualize his state of mind of when he wrote that false admission, allegedly. But the problem here is that, like, you can't don't be swayed by the emotional situation. You have to be a little bit cold, and you have to be a little sociopathic right now. So come be a sociopath with me for a moment and just look at the sheer fact that he wrote that, and maybe he wrote that when his state of mind was being affected by suicidal ideation and depression. That being said, a person who is innocent will always fight tooth and nail to prove their innocence, even if it's unprovable. For example, I was watching like a true crime thing, and this is a guy who killed his wife and kids. An ordinary person who were to be asked, you know, we think you killed your wife and kids, a normal reaction, an absolutely normal and common reaction, is, what the fuck are you talking about, you piece of shit? How dare you accuse me of these things? Now I'm teaching everyone to lie and get away with murder, but anyways, that's a common normal reaction. The wrong reaction is, why would you think that? Well, let me prove to you why I did not kill my wife and kids. Like, no. That is not the good. That is a red flag. So for when investigators look into this kind of shit, when someone is not defending themselves, that's usually a pretty big red flag. Especially, like, but that doesn't necessarily mean they committed the crime. Sometimes it could just mean that they're lying about something else. Maybe they didn't kill the person, but maybe they know the person who did. I'm going way off track, but my point here is that be careful. And this is why I bring this up. Remain impartial to logical fallacies. Look up logical fallacies, guys. Look up every logical fallacy and then watch a politician speak. You're going to have a great fucking time. And you're going to be as jaded as I am.
That I didn't have at that point. I really do think that for some reason she wasn't in my life, or maybe she went to the store or something, I definitely would have died.
Yeah, to answer you there, Rope Snake, I do agree with that, because a lot of people are neuroatypical as well. I'm talking about general answers and neurotypical people, and yeah, there's always exceptions to normal logic. And
I mean, I can't really explain it to you.
This could affect.
What changed between then and March of this year that prompted the sudden relapse? Because we saw a bunch of articles come out, and obviously Vanessa posted on Twitter that you were in the hospital after another suicide attempt.
There was like a month in January where I was like, I think
Vanessa's statement is a pretty good one, though. To say Gonzalo attempted suicide. Okay. After being treated in the hospital, he was sent for further care. Humans are more than their mistakes, especially when they've put out more good into this world. I'll always love you even if we're not going together. I'll pray that you see the light. So ignore the last part and the first part and take this statement for its meat, or not the take this, not its meat, but take the statement at its core. And the core, thankfully, is right in the middle, so it's easy to identify. But it's humans are more than their mistakes, especially when they're put out more good into this world. Now, that is completely debatable, but I think that humanity, or humans themselves, an individual person, is the sum of their actions. So regardless of intention, you become the sum of your actions because of the way that the world views you and the way that society will perceive you. So if your actions are objectively good from an outside perspective, you're going to be seen as a good person. So we could argue that the majority of ZeRo's actions put him as a good person. The majority, the vast majority. But he did, if what he did is true, it's not a false allegation and it is a real admission, so not the other way around, then you could 100% argue that, like, if what he did was true, then you could argue that, like, well, he's not that good of a person anymore. But some of his actions, he might put him in a neutral state. And I feel like by the end of this video, my opinion is going to remain neutral. But we'll see. That's why I differentiate between a criminal and someone with a deviancy. Yeah.
After another suicide attempt.
There was like a month in January where I was like, I think I can fix this. I think this is workable. I have hope. We can do this. You know, and then in February, I feel like realism set. And then I was just like, you know, it's over. You know, there's nothing you can do. What I basically convinced myself was that I started slowly shifting my thoughts to, well, if I can't fix it in this life, maybe I can be Gonzalo too. I can die and then be reborn. And then I can try again, you know? Honestly, looking back, I feel like I legitimately went insane. Now that I'm explaining it to you, it's embarrassing. It just sounds so stupid. I mean, I've always been kind of weak mentally, I think. Just the way I look at myself is very, very bad. Compounded with what happened, compounded with having pretty much no one at that point in my life, it just felt like I went crazy, and then, you know, I turned to the worst possible option.
Makes a good point, but some people don't need a second chance. No, I think everyone deserves a second chance, Good Hunter. To a certain degree, it honestly...
Nobody in this situation can...
That is a very heavy philosophical debate, but, you know, that... There are people that I believe don't deserve a second chance. Obviously, we've got, you know, your Ted Bundy and Adolf Hitler types. But I feel like the vast majority of ordinary people, like normal people, like this guy actually, like ZeRo, honestly, are deserving of second chances. But this is going to be his second chance, essentially. Because, again, I'm telling you guys, cancel culture isn't real. And he's going to keep posting his content. And, you know, he's going to slowly rebuild his platform, whether a person likes it or not. So it doesn't really matter. But it is fun to, you know, analyze the video and dissect things. I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a good time. Everyone's getting heated in chat, though. All right, let's take it back a notch. Let's all remember we're having a good time. Everything's cool. It is pretty good.
Know for certain, besides ZeRo and Katie. So let's look at what we do know, and I'll come back to this in a second. In the messages we are provided, it's very clear that ZeRo is being flirtatious. And according to the dates, he knew her age at the time. I'm not going to read them, but these messages on screen are 100% unacceptable, and he'll be the first to tell you that. A lot of concerned individuals on social media have been saying
How long did it take us to get here? 19 minutes and 13 seconds for him to finally get to the point and say, this was fucked. Well, apparently she was 14. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, this is... I don't like reading this because, like, okay.
Come back to this in a second. In the message...
Alright, hear me out. Well, then again, I could be wrong. We need to finish the video. Yeah, from what I remember, and I remember reading this back when this was fresh, these were the Skype messages, and this is supposed to be the unknown girl. The girl who was allegedly 14 at the time. But, like, I remember reading this, and it was the whole, imagine me with the pom-poms as a cheerleader outfit or something. See that? Okay. So, what I find is, like, grooming style behavior is this. Like, he's giving her... Because we have to keep in mind that there's a huge power dynamic here. This, like, ZeRo is a celebrity to this person. So regardless of whether they're of age or not, one of the issues in this situation is the actual power dynamic. Like, just her reaction, it's like, the legendary ZeRo called me adorable. Like, she's loving the attention because this is, like, unreal to her. So we have to keep that in mind. And yes, power dynamic and age dynamic are two very different things. This is the difference between... Yeah, both wrongs of very differing magnitudes. This is the difference between a criminal and just a scumbag. So, by the end of this, we could come to the conclusion that ZeRo is a scumbag. Maybe by the end of this. And if that's the case, that's the best case scenario. And I'm okay with that. Because the majority of fucking top-level Smash players are scumbags. Did you see their fucking egos? Holy shit. Esam is a massive hypocrite. Leffen is a fucking dog water human being. And now ZeRo has predatory behaviors. This is still considered predatory behavior. But there's a difference between, like, scumbag and child predator. You know? Like, I'm okay with scumbag. I can accept scumbag. I might not watch videos of a scumbag, but, like, that's fine. They're fine. They're safe. They're safe, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference between a criminal and someone who fucked up. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Saying out of all this, that's the mango. Yeah, my boy. Oh. Leffen is Gary Oak in real life.
It's very clear that ZeRo is being flirtatious, and according to the dates, he knew her age at the time.
Yeah, super cool. Glad to have you on board. Okay, woohoo, party bus. Yeah, tell me some more about you. Like, what do I know about? Yeah, he's flirting. Like, he's flirting. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I'm not.
No. There's no way.
ZeRo is being flirtatious, and according.
Brother. Oh, I'm 14. The rest doesn't fucking matter. If she wasn't actually 14, it doesn't fucking matter because he thought she was 14. Bruh, it's right there! Why are we still talking about this then? 19 minutes in, it's right there. It's black on white. I'm gonna fucking screenshot this. I'm screenshotting it. I'm putting it in the Discord. Fuck me. Are you kidding me? The fuck? It's right there. It's right there. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What's the point of this then? Why are we arguing this? Now, hold on. Technically, if we're gonna get into the fucking court of law and all of this shit, alright? If we're gonna go into the fucking court of law with all of this shit, okay? If she wasn't actually 14, it was impersonating a 14-year-old, and he's, like, and he thought he was soliciting nudes from a minor, if this person isn't an FBI agent, or isn't, like, an agent of the federal law, or, like, fucking state law, or however the hell it works with your fucking laws in America, then he can't go to jail for that. He can't go to jail for that because he's not under investigation, because there's no warrant for his arrest, and because technically it wasn't actually a minor. So, but regardless, morally, it's right there. If he continued to flirt after knowing she was 14, then obviously that's inexcusable. Okay, well, that was at 7:42 p.m.
According to the dates, he knew her age at the time. I'm not going to read that.
Okay, this is September 25th, 2014. So, okay, 2 days later. Why? I love how you react to so mad adorable. It's like when, oh my god. Yup, there you go. Oh, dude, it's right there. It's right there. You will not rub my belly. Yeah, why only do that? Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Bro! No, dude! No, dude! No, dude! No! Sacrément! Ça se peut pas! C'est un fucking pédophile, esti! Câlisse, man! Tu me fucking niaises, tabarnak! Non, mais c'est pas vrai, esti! C'est pas vrai, câlisse! Tu me parleras pas de même, tabarnak! C'est quoi ça? Fuck! Alright, now that everything's floating in your room and I've cast my fucking spells. Holy shit, bro! What the fuck do you mean? What are we talking about then? Why the fuck? What the fuck is this? Hijo de puta de madre! What the fuck? Oh my god. Ay, 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 no puede ser, no puede ser. Estoy aquí. Estoy mirando. No puede ser. I'm here, I'm looking, it can't be. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Alright, well, that's the... Dude, it's... These are real... Okay, hold on. Hold on. There's still like 27 minutes. Are these fake screenshots? Is this not the real ZeRo? Okay, the only fucking way we can turn this around, the only way anyone can turn this around, if it turns out that this is not the real ZeRo. If they turn around and go like, hey, this isn't the real ZeRo, then we're done. But I don't understand what people are defending. It's right fucking there. Alright, that's another screenshot. Alright, that's another screenshot. We're gonna put that in the big memes, because this is a big fucking meme, man. This is a big fucking meme. Shit, no puede ser. No puede ser. No puede ser. Ay, mami. Mami, no puede ser. I hope he says it's fake. I hope he says it's fake.
These messages on screen are 100% unacceptable, and he'll be the first to tell you that. A lot of concerned individuals on social media have been saying things like...
Wait, what was the last one? Okay. Yeah, this is grooming. This is just legit grooming. All right, whatever.
A lot of concerned individuals on social media have been saying things like, ZeRo should be in jail, or, my guy, he was getting pics from underage girls, he's a pedo. Well, if that's the case, then why hasn't he been Drake Belled yet?
What fucking more proof do you need? Alright, fine.
ZeRo will never see a second of jail time or even court over this.
There's
a few reasons why. First off, Katie is anonymous, and for legal action, you have to obviously file charges.
Yeah.
Since there's no actual documentation or sexually explicit images exchanged, this isn't a place where the federal government would get involved either. Even ZeRo's confession wouldn't hold up in court because it was made under extreme stress and outside pressure. If that's what you were expecting, I'm sorry to break it to you, but realistically, it's not going to happen. Now, the million-dollar question is ZeRo a pedophile? Now, I know that this is a very emotionally charged subject, and some of you have probably already made up your minds. But when it comes to a label that would suggest past, present, future, and potential harm of children, I think it's important to make sure that the shoe fits nice and snug. For instance, let's take someone who...
My lad has a point there. But regardless, it was right fucking there. At this point, it becomes an opinion piece if he's not talking about the fact. The fact of him soliciting nudes and having groom... Well, okay, hold on. Wait a minute. So he knew she was 14. And he had grooming-like behavior when talking to her. Did he actually ask for nudes, though? Okay, I was getting ahead of myself. If he didn't actually ask for nudes, if there's no screenshot of him asking for nudes, then
more than likely could be categorized
we need to see the screenshots again.
EDP 445.
Yeah, that's
EDP had messaged multiple underage girls, and despite almost getting caught one time, still ends up in a sting operation with a 13-year-old.
You've been exposed for this before. Correct. Do you fantasize about females under the age of 16, yes or no?
By the way, guys, if you ever suspect anyone is actually a pedophile, don't do this. Okay, fun fact, do not do what these YouTubers are doing, because if you do that, it fucks with the actual authorities' investigations. They cannot use this in a court of law, therefore, that information becomes unusable. Now, it might draw attention to that person, and then they might have, they might become on a watch list at that point. But all that's going to do is make a guy like this be more careful. So I don't know if this guy's in prison right now, but if he's not in prison, now you guys know why. This shit, that's not what works. You have to alert the authorities. Because this becomes basically, I can't remember exactly why, but there's a bunch of legal jargon to it. But the legal jargon kind of boils down to, this can't be considered real evidence because it's a fucking pressured YouTube video. Because technically, they're pressuring him to say these things without being a body of authority that has like the right to actually do that. So yeah.
Sometimes. Yes. Okay.
People who are pedophiles like children. We've seen the same thing happen on To Catch a Predator. It's nothing new.
You know, you look familiar to me.
Also, yes, Good Hunter. Right. Yeah, they were. Oops. There's a whole story behind that. Behind, like, these guys. Like, the guy with the beard was caught in a sting operation as well. So he's just as bad as the guy he's fucking... Ay, no puede ser, man. Holy fuck. I don't know. I'm trying to look at... Like, I'm being as objective as I can here. I'm honestly being as objective as I can. And, like, look, we just need to see the screenshot. Did he actually ask for nudes or not? And if he did, then he did. And maybe we missed it. Maybe the screenshots were actually there. And, like, I have the attention of a fucking hamster. So I'm going to have to go look at this on my own maybe later. But regardless,
he's done it again.
Shit.
Repeat offenders literally cannot help themselves. It's classified in the DSM-5 as a paraphilic disorder, which means that they have persistent sexual urges or fantasies about children and act on them, or it causes them extreme distress or difficulty in their interpersonal relationships.
Yeah. Jisoo didn't have third-party witness or evidence, yet had she not come forward, ZeRo would still be manipulating children in our community.
Let's ignore the fact that the earliest evidence for this claim by Leffen is 7 years ago, during the same time frame that ZeRo is involved with 3 grown women and 1 lying that they were. Even after gaining significantly more money and more access to minors, there's...
Well, no, hold on. She wasn't lying that she was 18. She told them that she was 14. Bruh. Hey, don't change the narrative. We saw the screenshots. Did he say they were fake? He didn't say they were fake.
Been no new cases. Before he was canceled, he even ran an entire team of children. This would be the perfect case study if I've ever seen one. So I reached out to some of Team ZeRo to see what they had to say on the matter.
Are they 18 now, though? Have they processed
I was a part of a lot of videos he made regarding the young members. As far as I remember, there were no issues or inconveniences during the time he ran the group.
That's good.
Overall, he was a really nice person and always treated all of us with so much respect. It was really awesome to see how
maybe he's not Jinchini. Maybe we're just emotionally charged. We have to... We gotta take it easy. Take it easy, man. Take it easy, alright? We gotta take it easy. Woo. Alright.
And the other younger members so much. He honestly has helped me a lot in many areas. I'm sure it's the same for anyone else he has helped. And I will always be grateful for that.
So Kirash, when did you start your time on Team ZeRo?
This is a little weird, yeah.
Well, I actually started as a member when I was 15 years old. Right now I'm 17. When I was 15 years old, so
it's gonna
March
get weird, boys.
Of 2020, okay? So as I'm about to turn 16, that's when ZeRo reached out to me. We did a video together, we played, and then he said that
but like sexual attraction is still a thing, right? So like if you're not sexually attracted to young boys and you're And again, the reason I know about this stuff is because I have a psych degree. I know what the DSM-5 is. I forget all the terminology, so like right away my brain deleted paraphilic order. Is it paraphilic disorder? It said order. Disorder. Was it paraphilic? I don't remember because I have a very shit memory. But regardless, where I'm trying to go with this is that, is this person a Shane Dawson type? Yeah, he might be. But yeah, my point here being is that, like, if he isn't sexually attracted to young boys, then having a conversation with this person doesn't matter. Because if his target seems to be women, and they're not, it does, look, I would argue that he's probably not a pedophile, or he might have some tendencies. That might be a case. I mean, it might be a case to argue, because he was still flirting with a 14-year-old girl. We have to keep that in mind. He was absolutely, objectively flirting with someone who he thought was 14 years old at the time. Okay? That being said, he was involved with more adults. Like, the majority of the people he was involved with were adults. So I guess the argument or point that I'm trying to make here is that he is interested in women, so he's not going to sexually harass a boy because he's not attracted to men. So he's not going to harass a young man or an underage, like, sorry, not a young man, a young boy. He's not going to harass underage, like, boys. That's not his target. That's not what he's going to do. So of course this guy had a good time and it was safe, because he's safe around ZeRo. It's the girls who have the potential to be in danger.
Is going to invite me to Team ZeRo, and that's when it happened, March 13th.
And look, this is just me looking at it objectively. Like, this is like just a hard fact. He's clearly not attracted to boys. He's attracted to girls. So why are we having a conversation with one boy?
2020.
It's my understanding that you guys had like a group chat too. Did you ever get any weird vibes from ZeRo?
Yeah, I'm getting that same feeling.
Do something you probably weren't comfortable
I'm open to the possibility of being wrong.
Of course not. We had a Prodigy group chat, and like we had ZeRo in it as well. He wasn't very active, but like when he was active, he would just ask us to film a video with him. He did an Amiibo video. He did a video where he would fight each of us.
Well, it was just I watched these videos. I watched these videos. These were all boys. Of course they were
interacting with each other, but no, he's done absolutely nothing weird in the group chat. Like, he's only spoken a few times, and when he would, it was just for getting us to film a video with him.
That's responsible. That's the right thing to do. Yeah. I'm not going to take
Knowing
that away
that there
from
was
him.
a private group chat and this went on for 4 months, I just wanted to reach out to some of you guys in Team ZeRo to see if there was any red flags, or if you ever felt like ZeRo was using you as a way to kind of get some gratification.
No, never. I've never felt anything like that. I felt like this was just like I was just like happy, and I felt proud of myself. Like, I don't think.
Hey, what's up, Gab?
I don't think that's the case.
Well, thank you for your time,
Charlie.
I really appreciate
this is what I'm saying.
If you guys want to check out his...
This is another classic example of an appeal to emotion, which you could honestly mix in with a straw man argument. Because the straw man is, well, look, ZeRo didn't abuse these young boys, and he had a whole group of young boys that he could have abused. Yeah, but if it's not boys that get his dick hard, he's not going to give a fuck. He's not going to abuse them. So that's a false comparison. You cannot compare the two, because it's literally like apples and oranges. Sure, they're both fruit. Like you know, boys and girls are both fucking people. They're both human beings. They both lie on the spectrum of genders. All right, like they're there, but they're not the fucking same. like he's not attracted to them, so he's not going to abuse them. So why are you bringing this up? If not to paint a narrative that he's not an abuser. Which is fine if that's the point you're trying to prove. But at this point, this isn't rhetoric, this isn't fact, this is an opinion piece. Much like what I'm doing is an opinion piece. Don't take my personal take on this as fact. It's not. I'm not discussing fact. I'm discussing my opinion. And I'm breaking down the argumentation that's being presented in front of me to try to remain as objective as possible. Am I going a little too hard in one direction? Maybe. Maybe I am, and I'm willing to admit that's a possibility. But I'm just not convinced. I'm just not convinced. I'm looking at it logically, and like, the screenshots were there, lads. The screenshots are in the big memes right now. You guys can go check out the big memes on my Discord. Screenshots are there. Let me just read them out real quick. I can't fucking read it because it's too small. Fucking regardless. Well, okay, there's the one, hold on, there's the one screenshot where she says, I'm 14, I'm a girl, yada yada. And then later on, it's like, I love how you react to the funny things. It's so adorable. Like, he's fucking grooming her. He was straight up flirting with a person that he thought, in his mind, was 14 years old. Now, if he didn't ask for nudes, then he, air quotes, did nothing wrong. But morally, that's still wrong. Morally, legally, he's probably fine. Morally, you fucked up, homie. There you go, since you need your phone to charge, but I have to stay unless the technicals outright says it's fake. That's a wrap. I'll let you know, Jinshni. I'll let you know. I'll let you know
his
for
YouTube
sure.
channel, he does some Smash news there, a few recaps, and he's also an incredible Luigi player. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll link that in the description.
Hey, good for him.
But yeah, thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me get this straight. He had the Disneyland equivalent of a pedophile's paradise and didn't ride Space Mountain once.
Bruh! They are boys! He's not attracted to boys!
Damn, Zero's really dropping the ball here.
So what? His whole team was full of dudes. That only proves he isn't a gay smash pedophile.
Got it, okay.
Who cares?
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'd respond, I guess that means you can cross off 90% of his options. You'd think...
Well, yeah. But that's the point. You can cross off 90% of his options, but 10% is still there. One victim is one too many.
He'd diversify his profile.
I'm gonna listen.
Let's just recap. It would be impossible for ZeRo to go to jail over this.
That's
true.
He
never exchanged any images.
Okay. Never exchanged, but did he solicit? Answered the fucking question. Did he solicit for nudes? Did he solicit a 14-year-old girl for nudes? Did he solicit a 14-year-old girl for nudes? Answer the fucking question. Someone answer my goddamn question. I'm going to shit myself. Fuck! All right.
Every other story involves an adult, and he hasn't had a slip-up in 7 years.
That doesn't matter!
Dexter of pedophiles, or the most patient barber I've ever seen. This isn't cutting it.
Stop!
Do I condone the conversations that took place?
What's up, man?
No, and I hope I've made that very clear. What I'm trying to say is that I don't believe this
Hold
to
on,
be the...
what?
No, and this isn't cutting it. Do I condone the conversations that took place? No.
Okay.
I hope I've made that very clear.
Cool.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't believe this to be the result of a specific or malicious preference, as is the case with repeat offenders such as pedophiles and Discord mods. What I think we're looking at is the culmination of a fucked up childhood and trauma, resulting in emotional immaturity and a lack of genuine and fulfilling relationships. When ZeRo first publicly shared a story of how he grew up in Chile, we discovered how his
appeal to emotion
father exposed him to sex at the age of 5. And brutally beat him and his mother.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up. The psych degree. The psych degree is about to fucking go down. Fun fact about pedophilia. All right? Super fun fact. Trigger warning. The majority of pedophiles have experienced childhood trauma similar to what they object their victims onto. Therefore, the vast majority of pedophiles were victims of pedophilia themselves in one way, shape, or form. So when he was a little kid, around the age of 5, the secretary came into the room with her dad, and they started having extremely graphic sex in the room. So the fact that his father exposed him to that at a very young age, unfortunately, goes against the case of him not being a potential child abuser. So that does not excuse his behavior. Although it may be an explanation for it, and although it is fucking horrible that that happened to him, Fun fact, that's how we usually get pedophiles, in terms of the behavioral external factors that can shape someone's mind into being sick in that way. There are some innate traits, therefore it means traits that you are born with, but when it comes to behavioral and external factors, these are one of the key things that can turn someone into that. I mean, hell, it's the reason that cycles of abuse perpetuate themselves within families. Like, if you saw, as a child, and this is going to be very triggering, so I'm going to tell you guys right now, like, this is triggering for me, so let's go fucking down memory lane together, lads. If you saw abuse as a child, you know what, I'm not even going to define it, but if you saw a type, let's say physical abuse as a child, someone hitting somebody else as a child, and these are prominent figures, like parental figures, doing this to each other as a child, or doing it to you as a child, unfortunately, that puts you at a very high risk for perpetuating that behavior on your own children. It is a sad truth, and therapy and overcoming these traumas are steps towards breaking that cycle of abuse, but unfortunately, for the majority of people who don't have the resources, they end up perpetuating that cycle of abuse. So for him to bring that up does not help his case. And I don't even know why he's bringing it up. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, no, Charlie, that's the thing. Some people have that, but it's okay. I can hurt someone else because I was hurt, is usually like the justification that comes into their mind. It's like, oh, well, they did it to me and I'm fine, which you're not fine, but you know what I mean? So then you justify it for yourself to do it onto others. It's fucked up, but like, yeah. What does the title say? What really happened to ZeRo? We're watching Technical's piece on it.
Discovered how his father exposed him to sex at the age of 5 and brutally beat him and his mother. After the age of 11 to 12, he hardly received a proper education, and when he finally went to middle school,
literally all the signs are there for him to perpetuate that type of behavior. Now I'm more inclined to believe the allegations. What the fuck? Like, if you know enough about, like, if you've studied this subject and you've studied this type of like behavior, this type of like these psychological disorders, when you've studied these psychological disorders and you've at least taken a class on anormal psychology, it's called anormal psychology. It's basically psychology that falls outside of the norm, and these are like more extreme behaviors like that of like sociopaths, psychopaths, serial killers specifically when we go on the higher end of things, and like, you know, child predators and shit like that. When you come around all of that shit, like, this is the kind of stuff that makes people into that. He was beaten, he was abused, he went through all of these things, and on top of that, he barely had a child, like he just said, he barely had an education, so he didn't have the resources to get past it. That being said, this doesn't damn him. This doesn't mean that, oh, well, then he is an abuser for sure. I want to be very clear. This doesn't mean that he is 100% an abuser for sure. No. Okay? But the cards are very much stacked against him. And this is why, you know what, to be 100% honest, I knew about all this before. I forgot. And now he reminded me. But like, that was part of his, like, his charm for me prior to all of the allegations and all this. It's like, man, he's been through so much and he still made something of himself. And that's why I was like, what a great, like, success story. And then it's like, shit, man, he potentially became the thing that he went through, and that's fucking horrible. But again, I don't know. It's hard to say, but this shit breaks my heart, man. All right, let's read chat a little bit. Can confirm, during my current relationship, I had to unpack a lot of my father's and mother's abusive behaviors, and that latched onto me. Yeah, same, dude, same. Thankfully, I never did anything physical, like, and I'm happy about that. But like, man, I can be really shitty sometimes, and when I catch myself doing it, I correct it because it's not okay. And yeah, the relationship's going to improve, and, you know, the self-awareness is there, and that's huge, dude. So I'm proud of you, Lowen. I'm proud of you. And this is what I mean. Like, people do deserve second chances. So I'm not damning ZeRo, and I'm not saying, like, oh, he's a monster, we should kill him. Like, no, I'm not saying any of that. But I'm saying we need to acknowledge what he did, and we really need to take a step back and think to ourselves, like, he could still be a potential risk. In my opinion, so far, we're 25 minutes in, and I think he's a potential risk. And I don't know if I want to have him around children. That said, he's doing what he is going to therapy, and he's doing what he can to help himself and to fix himself. So there are two things that could change this for me. It's either technical, saying like, hey, here's a proven fact, like this disproves all of the allegations. I'd be like, okay, I can agree with that. Or here is a statement from his therapist saying that he's safe. He's okay. He's good to go. If we can get a statement from his therapist, then I'll be like, yeah, we got nothing to talk about now. He's good to go. He's rehabilitated. Because that's the thing. I think what he needs is rehabilitation. And from my understanding, he said he was going to seek therapy. I don't know if he actually did. And I don't know if he did, I don't know if he was consistent with it. But if he did two of those things, we're good to go. All right, let's read a little bit more. You always get therapy before getting a child because your mom and dad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Gab. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's fucked. But like, look, it's something we gotta pass. You know what I mean? Like, not pass, but like, it's something you need to process. It's something you need to go through. And then unfortunately, it's, it starts with self-awareness. It starts with being aware of what you're capable of, what you do. And then you follow it up with correcting the behaviors and trying to be the best person you can be. It's getting the therapy. It's seeking the help. It's growing as a person. We've all done fucked up shit. We've all made mistakes. That's everybody. People who say they didn't, I don't believe them. I genuinely don't believe them. I've made mistakes. I've fucked up. I've done shit. No, we all have. The important thing here is that we're doing everything in our power to be better. And I don't know, I don't know ZeRo personally. I don't know if he has done that. And I'm hoping by the end of this video, we're going to be told that he did. But so far, this is damning as fuck, dude. This is damning as fuck. Real situations that affect real people as drama. Yeah, it's not drama. It's reality, you know? Yeah. Yeah, same Rope Snag, honestly. No chance. But like, the fact that you're aware of that, the fact that you guys are aware of that and mentioning that is huge. It shows that you want to be better people. 2 videos, Buppo? Oh man, I've watched all of it. I've seen the videos, dude. Nah, dude. I don't think you would be. Gab, I genuinely don't think you would be. Knowing you and how much, like, we've known each other for so long, I see progress. And I can, look, relapsing is one thing. But the fact that you're aware and that you want to seek therapy, that's huge. That's huge. Because there's a lot of people in this world who can't even admit their flaws. They cannot even admit when they've done something wrong. So the first step is admission. Then it's self-awareness, and then it's improvement. And, we're all in it together, man. We're going to get it. We're rise up, homies. We got this. Rise up, gamers! All right, I got to make a joke. I got to de-stress a little. You don't know me personally either, but yeah, you fuck up constantly. You still correct yourself each and every time, learning from it. Yeah, Shadow, that's it. That's the difference. That's the difference. If you're actively trying to be a better person, that's the difference. Yeah. Yeah, Rope Snake, I feel that. Oh, man. That's the thing, like, if it means we become better people, like, I think what I can get from all this, and like, Sarah, yeah, I just read what you wrote there, Rope Snake, and that's fucking touching, man. Like, that's huge. That's a huge difference. That's a huge step. Like, that's fuck, man. That's... I'm a very emotionally stunted, so like I want to cry and I can't fucking do it right now. Like, I felt it coming and then I just went no. So that's part of my own traumas. But fuck, man, that's super fucking touching, dude. Yeah, these are changes that don't happen overnight. Shadow's got a really good point there. Yeah. Oh, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. To everyone in chat right now who's making an active difference in their life to be a better person, even the littlest steps, even just acknowledging, hey, I did something wrong, you're already above the majority of people who can't even do that. And I'm not trying to like put you guys on a pedestal necessarily, but I'm trying to make it to like, let's recognize and appreciate ourselves for how far we've come. So that's my hope for ZeRo. Regardless of everything that happened and everything that he may or may not have done, my genuine hope for him is that he comes out of it as a better person. Because that's just good for everybody. Right? It's good for him. It's good for the people around him. Like, that's my opinion. All right, let's keep watching the video.
He was molested by an older boy and began to think and act as if he were gay to cope with the trauma.
Just one look at Chile's extraordinarily progressive age of consent laws should give you an idea of how that worked out for him. I'm not just saying this so you'll pity him. I'm just saying his circumstances were pretty fucked, and it's not unreasonable to assume that a traumatized, depressed shut-in would have a lack of meaningful and genuine relationship experience.
No, that makes sense.
But I don't know ZeRo enough to make that conclusion, so I found someone who would. So, Vex, what is your relationship to ZeRo?
Well, he was a part of VVV with Chia, and that was like his first connection. And Chia brought him over to my place to stay. It was like, hey, I got a friend that can house you. And then he left.
Yo, I can cry cancel? It's pretty fucking dope. It's my best tech. Holy shit. He has all the info.
Came back around the end of 2012.
So he would be going in between like Chile and then back with you?
Man. Yes. In 2014, that's when he really like stayed with me, and that's when we did like the big stream. You know, he was living with me for a majority of that year. And then around of like the end of 2014, that's when he moved out to California.
What was he like? What was Gonzalo like in 2011 to like 2014?
He was a confused teenager. You know, he was hyperactive, young,
guys,
confused teenager.
This in mind.
What do you mean by confused? Like, is there
the whole problem with this? The entirety of the situation. I'm gonna keep pointing it out. This is all anecdotal evidence. Anecdotal evidence is basically the equivalent of he said, she said, but presenting an opinion. It's almost like presenting an opinion as fact. It's not necessarily an opinion. It can be a fact. Look, I'm trying to think of an example that isn't too edgy or touchy. All right, I'm going to make a ridiculous example up. It could be a fact that I saw an orange-shirted donut stealer. This motherfucker jumped into Timmy's. Tim Hortons, by the way, who don't know, for you Americans. Tim Hortons is a donut shop. It's like Dunkin' Donuts, but better. Ha, fuck you. Anyways. So, there's this orange shirt. I once saw an orange-shirted dude, and he fucking stole donuts. It was wild. And then I saw another orange-shirted dude at a different donut shop, and he did the same fucking thing. So, like, orange-shirted people, they just steal donuts, dude. It's what they do. It's what they do. They go to Timothy Hortons and they fucking kick the door down and take as many donuts as they can. That's every orange shirt person ever. But you see what I'm saying? This is two things that actually happened. Well, they didn't actually happen, but let's say they actually happened. These are two anecdotal experiences. They happened. Okay? They are, air quotes, fact. I could be lying, but they are fact. But it doesn't mean everyone who wears an orange shirt is going to steal every fucking donut they can. You know what I mean? These are like basic baby arguments that I'm making right now, but I'm like trying to convey this in the simplest way possible. So him asking, hey, how was ZeRo when he was 14? And him being like, oh, he was a chill dude, not a pedophile. It's like, that's anecdotal. That's your opinion. That's...
Any examples?
He didn't even know his sexual preference at the time. When he was 17, he actually got in a relationship with somebody that was older than him. It was 2 years older. I think the person was 19. I tried my best to help him, you know, put him in the right direction as his oldest friend, but...
Was this a same-sex relationship with someone older than him?
Yes, it was.
I mean, when I was 17, I was still trying to figure out if I was gay or not. I didn't feel normal around girls. I just didn't feel like I was appropriate for girls. And I tried being gay for like a year. Felt like I was forcing myself to do something that I didn't want to do because it felt like the other option was worse. So I was a mess.
Okay, so that, you know, going back on the like How much longer is this video? It's 10 minutes. It's 10 more minutes. Not true. It's 20 more minutes.
No, and then after that, I was just
I just
like,
paused it way too much. We gotta actually watch it. Okay.
Did you ever notice anything off about him? Like, was there anything weird when he was staying with you?
I'll give you guys.
I want to start off by saying he was annoying and like really hyperactive. Didn't really understand, you know, what was okay to say and what wasn't okay to say. He didn't even know what mold looked like on waffles.
He didn't what?
He didn't know what mold looked like on waffles because he ate moldy waffles.
He ate moldy waffles.
Yes.
It's embarrassing to say, but I didn't know a lot of very simple things, you know, like I didn't know why, for example, World War II happened, straight up, until I was like 19. I didn't really learn about it in school. I just know this guy with a mustache, really horrible human being.
Spread the
that's
word,
kind of what I knew.
He's a moldy waffle eating.
More than that, you know what I mean?
Of course, you know, there's the time that him and M2K were literally like in a Walmart hiding, you know, playing hide and seek.
Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Hide from ZeRo.
Okay, do it.
Where is he? Put the camera away, man. We're in a store.
Come on, it's fun.
Nice to have out in a store.
Okay.
ZeRo.
What?
Put the camera away.
Okay.
We're in a store in America.
It's fine.
It's not nice to do.
It's not nice?
No.
Why?
There's other people around. If they see them in your camera, they might get upset.
This isn't helping the case for me, but okay.
No one got upset, so it's fine.
Not courteous.
Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Bro, that's the thing.
Did
like,
he
it doesn't
tell you anything
like,
about his...
It explains the behavior. It doesn't excuse the behavior, alright? I want you guys to, like, fucking mentally note this. Like, commit this to memory. There are things that explain our behaviors. They do not excuse our behaviors. They do not make it okay. Alright? Damnable.
Past childhood or his family?
Well, his parents split up when he was very young, you know, between like 4 or 5 years old. And he had a lot of issues in school. Particularly, he was getting bullied a lot. So he didn't go to school because of that. And then afterwards, he decided to go back. And then he completed middle school and high school within like a 3-year period.
Just a lot of really bad things. Not only just the, you know, me, you know, getting molested, but also just the fact that I got into a lot of fights at school. A lot of, you know, maybe like in 6 or 7 really bad fights. I actually got expelled for one of them. I remember my mom went to like 10 different schools. No one will take me. And for the next 2 or 3 years, I was homeschooled. And being homeschooled meant I did nothing. I just didn't go to school. Maybe 12 to 13 to like almost 16 here. I just kind of just sat home and played video games. I didn't do anything. I felt like I had no purpose in life. I took this test that kind of catches you up on a few grades. And I remember it was very embarrassing because when I took the test, the woman who was doing the test, it was this old lady, she felt bad for me. So she actually cheated on the test for me. Straight up just told me, you're the youngest person who's taken this test in a long time. I don't want to fail you. So she kind of just let me pass. And I'm pretty sure she inflated my grade too. So it's not like I did anything, you know. And then my mom begged me to go to high school. So I went to this special high school. It was not a normal high school. It's a special high school where other kids that have issues go to that high school. And it's like easier. The kids are older. So some of the kids that I went to high school with were actually 20. Some people were like 25.
So
it was not a normal high school with teenagers. I went with some adults. I don't think I would have passed a normal high school. I don't think so.
It's an adult high school. It's not necessarily easier.
When you look at ZeRo's development over the years, even as recent as his marriage to Vanessa, you'd be hard-pressed to establish any kind of significant behavioral trend, considering how the single instance in 2014 is the only existing point of contention. Now, if that's enough for you to still be 2014...
What does that say again? Tell me some, like, what do I not know about it?
Is the only existing point of contention. Now, if that's enough for you to still be against ZeRo and think that he's an irredeemable person, I'd kind of understand where you're coming from. But if what Leffen and Jisoo said is true, you wouldn't need to lie this much to prove it. A pedophile will usually do that themselves. This may be a little personal, but
he could be lying
I like
as
ZeRo,
well.
and if he decides to continue making content, I can't think of a single reason not to. If you just thought to yourself, wow, that's a pretty risky and controversial opinion, Technicals, then I'd argue that this opinion is 1,000 times less controversial than what a majority of the Smash community already openly accepts. Remember when I said at the
bit of a stretch, but okay. Would it be toxic of me to comment a nice opinion piece? I feel like that would be toxic. I'm not gonna do that. That's growth, ladies and gentlemen.
Beginning, I'll show you how 2 of the biggest cases in Smash have never been solved.
Alright, let's go.
Well, the other one is Nairo.
Okay. Toxic Buppo. Yeah, baby! Every day! Very long stretch. Yeah, it's Alright, I know nothing about the Nairo situation. Like, not enough. I followed the ZeRo situation more than anything.
Captain Zack, I made a public apology and
removed I remember this. Oh, it was like the same thing, but gay. Got it. That's gonna get me canceled. Let's go, baby! Alright.
Was mentioned for my ESAM video.
Not because I thought he was innocent,
but because I couldn't prove he was guilty. In hindsight, I missed a few glaring holes that I probably could have discussed
Phoenix Lord,
in the
can
video.
you give me like a quick recap of it? Like just like a 2-sentence breakdown. It like the way I remember it, I'm probably remembering it completely wrong. But the way I remember it, it's the ZeRo situation, but gay. Like that's how I remember it. So
yeah. What I didn't anticipate was the influx of canceled players DMing me.
But after noticing
how
positively Nairo's return was the
what did that say? Help me when you're alive, huh? What are you doing at 5 a.m.?
Of canceled players DMing me.
But after noticing how positively Nairo's return was received,
oh god, my neck.
I got an idea.
Actually, no, it was never solved. Actually, there was just a legal agreement between the involved parties, if memory serves correct. Well, that's a resolution, so that's as solved as it can get, honestly. Like, solved, air quotes, but, you know, that's regardless. Legal agreement is good enough. Again, like, that's Uncle Falchion to hop onto your point there. If there was a legal agreement, then both parties have settled things. If the 14-year-old girl, or the girl was 14 at the time, is not in legal talks with Gonzalo, then what is the point? As in, if there's already a legal... Sorry, what is the point? What I'm trying to say is, if there is no legal agreement in place, or if there's no, like, you know, penance paid or whatnot, then... You know, then yeah, like, we still have a situation. Meanwhile, if there's a legal agreement that's in place with the whole Captain Zack Samsora thing, then... Or, sorry, with the whole Nairo thing, fuck, I'm all confused. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Basically, when there's a legal... What I'm trying to say is when there's a legal agreement, it's over. It's settled. We can move on. When things are still up in the air and need to be resolved, then it's not over. But, yeah.
I could use this newfound wave of acceptance
by law,
and
it's solved.
thought
Exactly.
to get even the worst of my skeptics to believe that there were others
Let's go, Shadow.
like Nairo.
If you can start a hashtag
okay, I get it,
fucking over Nairo and then give him thousands of dollars,
muddying the waters between Captain Zack and Nairo? Oh shit, yeah, that's fair.
Hashtag apologize to Scott.
Well, I do see the disconnect logically to say that Anti being lied to,
Phoenix,
still a child predator, but Nairo being lied to, he's a hero. Like,
it's also because Nairo's a loved player, and I've always been a hated player for my whole career, so it's like, there's definitely a bias to it.
However, that card has far outplayed its use. So it's time I tell you what I really think. Nairo's case, in its current state, is objectively worse than anything that ZeRo has ever done. Yet he was officially unbanned from 2GG and Collision, removed from the global ban database, has a hashtag that trends every other month, and still has a significant audience over on...
Alright, I'm just gonna... Did he just compare ZeRo to Nairo? Similar situations being compared. Okay, hold on. Logical fallacies. Alright, that's 15 logical fallacies you should know and you should be aware of. Ad hominem. It's one of them. It's one of them. Personal attacks rather than logic. Okay, that's ad hominem. Strong appeal to ignorance, false dilemma, slippery slope, cause fallacy, appeal to hypocrisy, red herring fallacy, hasty generalization. I mean, I've used some of these fallacies in this video, this live stream. I'm probably going to make this a video later. We'll see. Fallacy of sunk costs, appeal to authority, equivocation. I think it's equivocation that we're looking for. Appeal to pity is one that he's been using a lot. Bandwagon fallacy. All right. Let's sum this up in a simple catchphrase for everybody to remember. Universal truth is not measured in mass appeal. So just because everyone thinks ZeRo is guilty might not mean he's actually guilty. On the other hand, just because the entirety of ZeRo's fan base believes he's not guilty doesn't mean he isn't guilty. So we're still left in a bit of up in the air. What he is guilty of is flirting. This we know for a fact. The screenshots are real. He flirted with someone he thought was 14. So it doesn't matter whether they were 14 or not, because in his head, he was flirting with a 14-year-old. And that's fucked up. That I am dead set on. That's just hard fact. That's disprovable. Like, that's what happened. So, yeah. That is hard fact. We cannot. Like, yeah, Gab, that's what I posted in the big memes. He asked her, hey, how old are you? And she goes, I'm 14. Well, he didn't say, hey, how old are you? He said, tell me a little bit about yourself, like stuff that I would know. And she says, I'm 14, and then flirted with her for a few days. That is fact. That we know. Did he solicit nudes? No one seems to have a fucking answer to that question. But anyways, let's look at equivocation. Happens when a word, phrase, or sentence is used deliberately to confuse, deceive, or mislead. In other words, saying one thing but meaning another. Oh, that's different. Never mind. Which one was it? It was either straw man argument, maybe false dilemma, not slippery throat. Slippery throat. That's a Freudian slip, lads. That means something else. Anyways. I got something on my mind, apparently. Yikes, dude. Alright, a straw man argument attacks a different subject. No, I want a false comparison, I think. False dilemma. False dichotomy! A false dilemma or false dichotomy presents limited options, typically by focusing on two extremes. Oh, never mind. A false dichotomy would be like... I can't think of one. Alright, how about this? Either we go to war or we appear weak. Either you love me or you hate me. Like, no, there are definitely in-betweens to that. And no, you don't have to go to war. That doesn't mean you're going to appear weak. Like, this is a false dichotomy. That's not true. But fuck, which one is it? Alright, red herring. A red herring is when an argument uses confusion or distraction to shift attention away from one topic and towards a false conclusion. Okay, we could almost classify this as a red herring when it comes to logical fallacies. I don't think that's exactly it. But, like, he's comparing one situation to another. Yeah, it's like comparing murdering versus stealing. And it's like, well, guys, ZeRo isn't as bad because he's not like Nairo, guys. Nairo made the bad. But, like, you're downplaying what ZeRo did by showing something worse. ZeRo still did things wrong. False equivalence might be the one you're looking for. I thought it was, but false equivalence wasn't that. False equivalence was something else. Hold on. Actually, you could be right. Let's read. False equivalence is when a logical fallacy in which the equivalence is drawn between two subjects. Oh, you're absolutely right. It's false equivalence. It's false equivalence. I kept saying false comparison, but I knew that was wrong. I was like, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Thank you, Lowen. Thank you so much. False equivalence is a logical fallacy in which the equivalence is drawn between two subjects based on a flawed or false reasoning. In this scenario specifically, it'll be false reasoning. This fallacy is categorized as a fallacy of inconsistency. Colloquially, a false equivalence is often called comparing apples to oranges. Now, speaking of apples and oranges, let's go back a little bit.
Objectively worse than anything that ZeRo has. Nairo's case, in its current state, is objectively worse than anything that ZeRo has ever done. Yet.
Objection! That's a false equivalence. Anyways,
he was
that's
officially
the joke.
Unbanned from 2D Chain Collision, removed from the global ban database, has a hashtag that trends every other month, and still has a significant audience.
Yeah, this is just an opinion piece, man.
What do I mean
Everyone's
by
treating this like this is all like a factually based thing. All he's presented so far is he said, she said scenarios, and the only factually provable thing that he showed was the screenshots between ZeRo and the girl that said she was 14. So in ZeRo's head, he's flirting with a 14-year-old. That's the problem. Also, yeah, this is not Hungry Box. Yo, this is Hungry Box, like, realizing all this, like, fucking galaxy braining and be like, ooh. Wait, is he lying? Is Technicals lying? No, he's not lying. He's just making a logical fallacy. Is ZeRo lying? No, ZeRo is not lying either. Like, it's just fucked. That's him looking at the video and reacting to it. Oh my god. Fucking A. Sorry, Phoenix Lord, I'm not sure I understand the full context to your question. But I hope I gave you an answer that made sense. I don't know if I made sense. Regardless, I'm all over the place. Let's watch.
In its current state. Well, exactly what I've been saying.
It's about 15 minutes left of the video. You can't exactly
prove that Nairo is innocent or guilty of sexual misconduct with a 15-year-old in 2017. And while Zach might not have been entirely truthful, that doesn't mean Nairo is. I cannot offer any more.
Yeah, Bandman, that's the thing. Look, Bandman, here's the situation. Here's the full situation. The majority of the allegations that were made to ZeRo, the majority, were he said, she said situations. Everything Leffen said was essentially a lie. The majority of people associated to Leffen were building off of his lie because Leffen lies. So he is an unreliable narrator. But the screenshots of ZeRo in a Skype conversation with a girl who said she was 14. This girl is anonymous, but she said she was 14. Those screenshots show ZeRo flirting with her. And this is the girl that he allegedly asked nudes for. I can't find whether or not he asked for nudes, but the one thing that is a fact, it's hard evidence, undeniably proven, that was showed in this very video, just not talked about as much as I'm talking about, is that he flirted with a 14-year-old. And what he said, to be fair, what Technical said in the video is, I can't condone this behavior. Which is fair. He doesn't stand behind that. But what he's saying is what I'm getting from this video is everyone's being too hard on ZeRo. But he already admitted to having a personal bias that he likes ZeRo. I have a personal bias. I like ZeRo. I fucking hate what he did, and I'm looking at the hard facts, and all I'm seeing is a man who was 19 years old who flirted with a 14-year-old girl. It doesn't matter whether she was 14 or not, because as far as he knew, she was 14. Oh, okay, that's fine, Phoenix. No worries. Fucking A-Gab. But yeah, to answer your question, man, yeah, there's a lot of the majority of the allegations have been proven to be fake. Or not proven to be fake necessarily, but you cannot take them as fact. Like when people say oh, ZeRo abuses and beats his girlfriends, that's he said, she said, there's no screenshots, receipts, or proof of any of that, so we can't do that. Statutes of limitations if we play by law. Yes, thank you, Falchion. That is the proper terminology. Anyways, let's keep moving forward.
More details, but should Zach or any other party continue to escalate this, my attorney will be dealing with this legally while I continue therapy.
What do you mean if Zach continues to escalate this? You said that you were planning to take legal action, and the reason you couldn't share your 30-page document was because of legalities, and you were saving it for court. So why is this addressed as a cease and desist if you're taking action regardless? Correct me if I'm mistaken, but your attorney said that you've had no criminal charges filed against you. So wouldn't any legalities be a direct result of you and your attorney's decisions? There's a very, very, very slim chance that an 18-year-old like Captain Zach did anything beyond a consultation before essentially agreeing to the terms of your settlement. Even if it were the case that your settlement required you to not release the details of your innocence, why on God's green earth would you ever agree to that? Call it a detective's intuition, but something doesn't feel right here. On the same day that this was posted, 3 other tweets would come out within 22 minutes in support of Nairo. I'm gonna read all 3, and you tell me if you notice a pattern. I have seen the 30-page document and the evidence spoken of here. I won't be saying much else about the situation, as I legally can't. I'd appreciate it if you guys could at least give this a read. I believe Nairo and support his voice. I've read the 30-page document, seen the—
Okay, guys. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for this type of rhetoric. This is bad rhetoric. Because you have to think about the sheer amount of tweets, and maybe he's going to disprove me after I say this, but you have to think about the sheer volume of tweets that have gone out, right? I could take 3 tweets out of the thousands of tweets, right, that read the same. All right? Because what he's going to point out here, I'm calling it right now, he's going to point out the fact that they're saying, I've read the 30-page document, therefore these could be sock puppet accounts that are all saying the same thing. So maybe they didn't actually read the 30-page document, but regardless. This is called cherry-picking data. It's when you take a vast amount of information and you pick the exact things out of context to support your argumentation. I'm not saying that technicals is wrong. I'm saying if ever you're trying to build an argument, don't do this. It makes your argument look weak and shaky. Holy shit, this whole fucking live stream has just been a critical piece on what to do and what not to do. Vaccine causes anal seizures. Thank you, Gab. Technicals is against Nairo? Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. But like he's cherry this is like a reverse cherry pick. I don't know if I expressed myself properly. But you know what? Let's finish what he was going to say and then I'll come back on this because I feel like I'm losing my own train of thought at this point.
The evidence and can confirm that they exist. I am legally bound from saying anything more, but I believe Nairo. I believe Nairo and I support his voice. Please read it fully. I have read through the 30-page document and seen the evidence, so I can confirm that it does exist. Yeah. I am legally bound from saying anything.
All right. Okay, yeah, that was a situation, allegedly, but a bunch of Nairo stuff was orchestrated by Samsora using it for personal gain. Okay, thank you, Phoenix.
But I believe Nairo. I am here to support his voice, so if you will, please just read through it. These tweets all display 3 common traits. They've seen the documented evidence, thus confirming it exists. They're legally bound to avoid questioning, and they request others to read Nairo's statement while expressing their own support. If we put Cosmos and Paradin's tweets side by side, they almost look identical, don't they?
Yeah.
Isn't it odd that 9 minutes after Paradin's tweet, almost the exact same message is posted by Cosmos?
These are sock puppet accounts, for sure.
Huh. Unless Cosmos was just plagiarizing for the fun of it, I think it's very possible that there was a group chat where they were all sent a template, or it was sent individually by either Nairo or someone involved with the case.
Well, see, I can 100% believe that. 110%. And look, I'm with him when he says that. Okay? Clearly, that's what the intent was. But that, unfortunately, doesn't... I'm just saying, that's still considered bad argumentation. Although I agree with what he's saying, and I'm buying into what he's saying here, that's bad argumentation because that's still cherry-picking data, because this would make more sense if there were more than just 3 tweets that were like this. If there was if 50 tweets were like this, then we can 100% accuse Nairo of having done that. But, give 1,000 monkeys 1,000 typewriters, and at some point, some of them are going to write the same thing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm saying, where you have to look at the vast majority of tweets that were put out that way. But this is just for, again, going back on the whole building a good rhetoric and logical fallacy situation kind of thing. So, man, I am being so harsh on technicals. The worst part is I'm enjoying this video. He's made a really good video, but I feel like a lot of his argumentation is skewed, and it's just, you can really break it down. You can break it down. And because it's so shaky, it's not that hard to break down. You just have to ask yourself a few questions. Again, I might be wrong. I'm 100% open to being wrong, and that's okay. And if you want to tell me, Buppo, you're wrong, you can tell me that. I'll be okay with it. That's fine.
Now, why is this a bad thing? Ask yourself, why would Nairo only get his closest friends to review his evidence just to post later on social media that it exists? Why would his attorney suggest increasing the legal liability of his client by having his friends read his defense, only to then sign NDAs? Why did every organization that unbanned him refuse to elaborate and then state that their investigation was ongoing? Even Nairo's attorney stated that he was so confident in the defense that should this go to court, he would, quote, ultimately exonerate him in a court of law. If this defense that no one has seen is so strong, then why isn't it an open and shut case? So many questions, and yet no answers.
And that's a very, very good critique of Nairo, by the way. Okay, I am 100% behind that. What Technicals just said, although that data is a little bit cherry-picked, but for the sake of argumentation, the reason he did that is logically sound, so I can't, more or less, I feel like I'm Bit of a contradiction here, but regardless, I understand why he presented that information, and there is a high plausibility that what he's saying is completely true about that. That is probably an orchestrated template that was sent out by Nairo. But he brings up a very good point. And I'm just going to let him repeat it to emphasize it.
Law. If this defense that no one has seen is so strong, then why isn't it an open and shut case?
Exactly. So we're in another situation of he said, she said. It's like, hey guys, I did the research. Trust me on this. And it's like, yeah. But what's better to say is, hey guys, I did the research. Here are my sources. Here's the link to the thing. You guys should read it. There's no reason why they wouldn't be able to do that. But as soon as things got legal, then he should have shut the fuck up about everything. That template should have never gone out. It should have just been a statement from Nairo going, hey, things are getting pretty legal right now. We can't talk about this anymore. Apologies to my, followers. Apologies to my platform. But as soon as I can disclose anything, then I'll be sure to let you guys know. That would have been better to do than to try and sway the audience in that way. Like, that's just my 2 cents.
So many questions,
fuck, I'm dying.
Yet no answers. Alpharad, along with
Phoenix,
the original 3 from
that.
October, would once again post to show their support for Nairo by fueling the unbanned Nairo trend, which hoped to get his Twitch account unbanned.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that video, Lauren, but that's good.
Your average Joe have to believe
That's good
any
that
of
he's
you.
doing that. Sorry, I'm pausing it again. But that's good that he's doing that, Lowen. Because it shows that he can be unbiased. That shows that he can, and his opinion is open to change. I like technicals. I like the videos that he puts out. Like, I don't watch him regularly, but every time I've watched him, like, it's been pretty banger content. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, thanks, Gab. I'm your discount Hassan, okay? I'm gonna be your discount fucking giant tiger Hassan. He pauses, then gives opinions. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of Hassan's content too, so maybe there's an influence there, but...
Seeing is believing, and unless Nairo
Not
starts
okay,
delivering
Phoenix,
annual
please.
presents through my fireplace, I'm gonna need to see that 30-page document. I'd
Same.
be more inclined to believe that this was skewed in Nairo's favor had they not been flirting publicly 2 weeks before the incident took place.
Pretty much.
So, excuse me if I have my reservations. Like, what the fuck is this tweet alluding to? We all know that Captain Zack and Ally had a relationship, and with the context of fellatio a few weeks later, I can't help but get a bad taste in my mouth. No matter which way you slice
That's a
it,
good joke.
Nairo had confirmed
His jokes
physical
are
contact
spicy.
with a 15-year-old when he was 20. And in spite of that, your average community member not knowing for sure if he's innocent, he's in the clear. At least I know for sure what ZeRo did and didn't do. Can't say the same for Nairo. Despite my position, I reached out to see if they'd fill me in on the case before making this video. The first person responded exactly how I expected, and Nairo's brother simply ignored me. So much for transparency, huh? Oh, this defense? This defense right here? I don't want to be that guy, but I can't even start to explain how effective this hypothetical defense would be. So I won't. Allegedly,
Pretty much.
some people think you fucked a kid. What other inspiration would you
Rope
need
Snake,
to
that's my
plaster
problem
this to
with this
every
video.
corner of the internet? I'm
The
just
only
saying,
thing we know
if
for
I
sure
was
is
a
what I
Smash
posted in the
figurehead,
Discord.
which I am, I would just keep someone banned if they don't want to publicly prove they're innocent. This is a gaming community. This is not a behind closed doors legal issue. This is a would parents look at this and approve issue. Fucking idiots, it's not complicated. However, this isn't the only place where the people in charge have made more than questionable decisions.
Yeah, that's the one thing we know for sure. So I'm with Charlie on that. I love ZeRo. Well, I
as
used
early
to.
as August 16th,
But
the code
I
of
was a
conduct was
huge
used
fan
to
of ZeRo.
elaborate
Dude, like, prior to all the allegations, I was like ZeRo's biggest fucking fan, man. Well, maybe not biggest fan, but you know what I mean? Like, I rooted for the guy. I wanted to see the guy win. I wanted to see the guy succeed. This is the part you mentioned when you joined my chat? Okay, yeah. Like, okay. The undersigned have agreed to indefinitely ban Aziz hacks. Okay, yeah. This gets a little fucky-wucky. Let's see what happens.
Hax's indefinite ban from the Melee community. The two infractions cited were the level 2 offense of directed and malicious intimidation, harassment, or bullying of any participant, whether by language or conduct, and the level 3 offense, most likely citing malicious gossip with the intent of manipulating the victim's social circle and defamation of character. Using this as their reasoning, a majority of prevalent TOs stood behind the decision by signing at the bottom. If that's the case, then it stands to reason that the same rules should apply to members of the same community. Right?
Yep.
Well, that certainly would be the case if this weren't the kangaroo court we call Smash. According to the rules in this document, Jisoo has committed 2 level 3 infractions. One for physical assault, witnessed by her own apology for said physical assault.
Yeah, Rope Snake. Yes. 100%. Yes. The fact that Leffen is still part of the community is part of the fucking problem. Are you for real, Gab? Is that... No. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. There's no way Leffen is actually an authoritarian Nazi. There's no way. There's no way. That's rumors. You're wildin', dude. You're wild. That's killing me. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Hax said that shit. No cap. Oh my god. Okay, fuck, man. Yo, I'm not that into the Smash community, alright, homies? I'm not that into the Smash community. I don't know everything left to right. That's another disclaimer, by the way. I was informed on all of this a year ago, and now I'm watching the recap, and all I'm really seeing is not much has changed. In fact, my mentality on the whole thing before, too, was like, oh, ZeRo solicited nudes from a 14-year-old at the age of 19? Yeah, that's kind of fucked. And now it's like, maybe he didn't solicit the nudes. Maybe he just, flirted with a 14-year-old. That's kind of fucked. You still shouldn't do that. Oh, alright, let's see what happens.
And another one for defamation of character, where there's literally legal action being taken against her for the sheer volume of lies I've gone over in full detail over 2 videos. Add on a level 2 offense for harassment if we're going by the precedent set in the Hax case, and also enabling underage drinking. Cause fuck it, why not? Throw it in. Those are all infractions of rules set out in the Code of Conduct.
She should be canceled too, based on those rules.
After a trending hashtag and a video with over 300,000 views, absolutely nothing has been done. There's been no statement from the Melee community at all. If you want to know why, just ask your boy Slime.
Everyone knew that this was happening about this fucking technicals video. Everyone knew about it, and Jisoo asked people to, to like not give it, because she was like, hey, this video's gonna come out and it's gonna fucking be really annoying and it sucks. And I'm like, damn, that fucking sucks. And she was like, can you like not engage with it, because attention is like the engine that feeds people like this Keemstar fellow. And I was like, yeah, sure.
That's right.
It's our boy, the fucking goblin man.
Melee figures to not view the evidence that would come out against her, and they just complied without question.
I know that like is it just me or does Keemstar kind of look like a gnome? Like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you could give him like a pointy hat and he'd be a little gnome. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Hey, there's
that is the joke.
Video
yes,
coming
Baggy.
out. It's gonna be like really fucking annoying, and I'm
there it is. All right, I'm not crazy.
Can you guys just like fucking ignore it, please? Thank you.
Okay, what the fuck is this? There's gonna be this video coming out. It's gonna be like really fucking annoying. What?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What?
You can't say that. Look. I didn't agree with a lot of what Technicals brought up. I had a lot of criticisms throughout this whole video. But she has no right to tell people what they can and can't watch. Come the fuck on now. You're gonna get criticized. That's just life. That's just what it is, unfortunately. And look, it is what it is. He's allowed to make his opinion piece. But let people watch it and form their own opinions, like I did. And I'm not on his side. I think he's a little bit too biased towards ZeRo, personally.
Ignore it? Yes, ma'am.
That's my 2 cents.
I want you to go and jump off a bridge, please. Thank you. It's gonna be really annoying for me, but just can you go do that?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
These motherfuckers are like, what, like 30, 40? This is like some high school shit. They're sitting at the cool kids table. Where's my invite? Where's my extra
Charlie, I agree with that.
What the fuck, man? Bearing in mind that Lefton is also guilty of
yes, mommy. I mean, mommy. I mean, mommy. I mean, mommy. I mean, mommy. I mean,
fuck. Out, he should also be banned. Actually, Technical, if you actually read the Code of Conduct, in Article 4, there's a statute of limitations for reporting. Sorry, buddy. Let's just say I whip my dick out in front of a couple of children while playing
fucking love that.
Now, normally,
his content's good, though. I can't lie. His content's pretty fucking good.
Smash is actually quite unique, because as long as I threaten those children to not report it long enough, I'm in the clear, baby. Thanks to whatever geniuses masterfully crafted this document.
But couldn't you say the exact same thing with what happened with ZeRo? Like, he didn't talk about it for a full year. No, you know what? No, you can't say the same thing. You can't say the same thing. I'm just getting tired. I'm just getting tired at this point. Forget I said that. I'm acknowledging I'm tired. That didn't make any sense. Look, that's me acknowledging that that's not an argument. Look, that's all you gotta do. You can't...
My actions are put on the same playing field as malicious gossip and physical assault. Stalking is in level 4, but doxing is in level 3. Who the fuck? What? What the fuck? Who proofread this? Salem? This standard of proof in all cases shall be determined on a sliding scale from, at a minimum, a mere balance of probability for the least serious punishments.
The point is, it happened to
up
ZeRo
to close to,
and not to everyone else. Inconsistent is the issue. Yeah, but we knew that from the start. That's the thing. Like, I could have told you that from the very start. No one in the Smash community at that, like, level, like, the high-level players, they all hated him. They all hated him. So there is a certain level of truth of, like, when it comes to him saying they slandered me and they're fake friends. Like, ZeRo is not wrong when he says that. That's not what I'm arguing here. And, like, I'm not going to argue, like, no, they didn't lie. Levin was telling the truth. Like, no, he wasn't. He was a fucking liar. And they were trying to slander him. They were trying to make things way worse than they actually were.
But flirting with a 14-year-old at the age of an adult, that being 19 years old, is pretty fucking bad.
I'm sorry, allegedly 14. Regardless, he thought she was 14. I'm going to keep hammering that point because I don't want anyone to forget this. That is fact. That is fact. Was taking a shit for like 15 minutes. Yo, you and me both, baby.
But not as high as proof beyond a reasonable doubt for the most serious punishments. Not only do they not need to prove anything beyond a reasonable doubt, but they can actually just ban you off of mere balance of probability.
Yes, Charlie, this.
God bless
this.
America.
Yo, that's gonna be my
may
fucking
draw an
tweet.
inference adverse to the accused, who is asserted to have committed an offense under the Code of Conduct based on their refusal, without compelling justification.
That's been my problem with this the whole
time in advance of the hearing, to appear at the hearing and/or to answer any relevant questions. Get this: if you refuse to go to a hearing, the panelists are allowed to think poorly of you. And considering that in some cases, all they'd need is a mere balance of probability, that's all they'd fucking need.
Right, hold on.
Why
I'm not even full
do they
screen
need
right
a
now. What the
compelling
fuck am I
justification
doing?
so you don't get interrogated, but they don't need a compelling justification to ban you? Do you see what I'm getting at here?
I'm horrible.
Any
I'm
new
sorry.
evidence which may bring to light the innocence of the accused has a statute of limitations of the duration of their initial suspension or ban?
Oh.
What does this even mean? If they find
So
out...
their statute of for this scenario, this specific like wording of this contract, it basically means the length of your ban is the time you have to appeal. That's your statute of limitations. If you don't do it within that time, then you're just fucked.
Out you're innocent after your ban expires, they just won't fucking do anything? Sorry, time ran up. Can't do anything.
That's
Case
literally
closed.
it, yes.
Regardless of who you are, this arbitrary set of rules was designed to fuck you over. And even though we know that Jisoo and Leffen are objectively in the wrong, they're just gonna continue to get away with it as long as we're quiet about it. Because if there's one thing these people actually care about, it's pretending to be a better person than you.
So, like, they did the right thing to ZeRo. That's my point. They did the right thing to him. They need to do it for everybody else. That's the problem. It's corrupt as fuck. It's corrupt.
When I first took on
like he's right about it being corrupt, but I feel like he's looking at it a little bit in the wrong way. He's looking at it from a different angle, but like, because he's like, well, how, you know, everybody else did the bad, but they don't get the punishment. Why does ZeRo get the punishment? It's like, no. You got it all wrong. They all need to be fucking punished. It's good that ZeRo got punished. It's good. Ban every fucker who's breaking the rules as well. It's that fucking easy. Oh yeah, Falchion, I agree with that 110%. 110%. Yeah, Charlie, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel about this.
I'll be honest. I had quite the few reservations about ZeRo.
But they're all fucked.
Some of you might even remember me saying things like, I can't do anything, I'm not a fucking miracle worker. But after thoroughly reviewing the case file,
clearly, anyways,
the motivations, the state bylaws, the contradictions, and the traffic violations,
oh my god,
I came to where I am now. ZeRo's conversations with Katie were 100% irresponsible and wrong in my opinion. The issue for me is that this isn't something that was caught in the moment. This happened once 7 years ago when he was 19, and then
doesn't matter how long it's been. If I killed someone 10 years ago, I am still a murderer. Alright? Does it mean I'll kill again? No, and that's fair. But goddamn. Thank you, Techniques.
Big thumbs.
Yeah, that's, yes. Yeah, that is me, yeah. See, I used to be jacked. Look at me now. I feel terrible. Shoulder bits. Oh, man. Whew. Yeah, exactly. Rope snake. That a million times. That. Thank you. Oh,
never happened again. Awesome. The only inference I can reasonably pull from that is that he either realized it was wrong and stopped it himself, or his mental maturity finally caught up with him after years of trauma and a lack of proper education. He's been with Vanessa for 5 years now, and they're happily married. I can't for the life of me point to anything that would correlate him being a current danger to children, like Leffen would suggest. ZeRo never exchanged images with Katie, which is his worst perceived crime to this day.
But did he ask her for nudes, yes or no? If the answer is yes, then he did something wrong. Holy shit! Holy shit! Answer the fucking question!
ZeRo had undeniable sexual activity with a 15-year-old and has still not provided...
Oh, well, maybe ZeRo had undeniable sexual activity by asking for nudes! Fuck!
His full defense for his innocence. His attorney says that he could ultimately exonerate him, so why hasn't he? He made it sound really easy. If ZeRo feels like his audience isn't owed a detailed explanation, then according to the severity of the allegations,
I'm just saying.
He isn't owed a platform either. And you can tell your attorney I said that, because I'm not an 18-year-old, and I can promise you it's going to take a lot more than some half-assed legal jargon to make me fold. Given the lack of competence from those in charge, it's not surprising that Jisoo and Leffen have also avoided accountability for this.
I like his videos.
That doesn't really matter, though,
I don't know about this one,
a Sigma waits for no one, and as I've stated before, legal action is being taken. Whether you decide to support ZeRo in the future is entirely up to you.
Facts.
But let's stop this arbitrary game of deciding who is and isn't a redeemable person based off who we want to believe more. I'm not asking for justice.
Bro, Techniques, it's been 46 minutes and 9 seconds, alright? Okay, so Charlie boiled it down really easily earlier, but like this whole video has been, hey guys, ZeRo did nothing wrong. Also, here's a small clip of the screenshots of when he flirted with a 14-year-old girl when he was a 19-year-old man. But he didn't get any nudes, so it's okay. Anyways, Nairo fucked the 15-year-old. Isn't that bad, guys? I'm like, holy shit, come on now. I mean, look, this is what I'm doing right now is a logical fallacy, okay? This is a straw man. I'm reducing his argument into something that isn't exactly what he said, and I'm breaking it down because that's not his argument. That's not what he's actually saying. He went into more depth, and I'm going to give him credit for that. I'm going to give the devil his due. He went into he dissected a lot of information, but the problem with this video is that he dissected all the he said, she said information and basically proved that it's false, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him questioning the rhetoric and being like, hey, Leffen lied, Jisoo lied, these people lied. That's fine. And I'm glad he did that dissection. But we cannot gloss over the fact that this grown man was grooming a child, okay? That's what he did. That's what he did. It's undeniable. He was grooming a child. You could argue, maybe it wasn't grooming, but we all agree that it was flirting. And look, if he solicited nudes, if he said, hey, yo, girl, mommy, can you send me those fucking toe pics? Yes, Carlis, man. C'est un pédophile, Chris. C'est un fucking pedo, Carlis. Alright, well, you gotta look. Alright, I'm done casting my spells. I think you know what that French word meant, but regardless. Alright, let's go back and chat real quick. Apparently I need to watch his Captain Zach video for more info on the Nairo case. Oh, we're not going to do that tonight, but maybe someday. Yeah, he said, okay, yeah, that was pretty bad, not going to lie. But the rest isn't confirmed. Then started talking shit about another situation that wasn't confirmed. Yeah, no, it's... Politicians do this kind of shit all the time, dude. They do this kind of shit all the time to get you to buy into their rhetoric, but their rhetoric is shaky at best. Absolute garbage at fucking worst, dude. Not to say that, like, his content in his video was garbage. No, he made some solid, like, points, okay? He made some solid points. I'm not going to take away the good that he's done. I'm not going to take away, like, what he said, but, like, damn, son. Like, this is a hardcore appeal to emotion. This whole video is practically based on a logical fallacy. I just have a hard time buying into it because I'm telling you, man, like, once you know how, you can smell bullshit from a mile away. And this might not be bullshit, but, you know, it's shitty and it's bull. So I'm being too harsh with that statement. I withdraw that statement. I think he's avoiding the truth. The truth that ZeRo 100% undoubtedly was grooming someone who he thought was a minor.
I'm not even gonna ask you for an apology. You don't have to say anything. So I'll just say the only thing that's left to say.
Bump in the real life, probably touched his face once
Welcome
or twice.
back,
Oh my god, how could you?
Read for yourself.
Wait, what did I miss in chat? Hold up, what did I miss in chat? Bruh! Alright, what do we got? ZeRo, I'm 71 years old, single, and ready to mingle, and their age is not the... If their age is on the clock, then they're... Oh my god. You can't say that. Okay. Also, hi, Wolf. I don't know if I said hi earlier, but hey, what's up, man? I saw your message, and I went, it's Wolf in my brain, so, you know. Why is Techniques a mod? Oh, Techniques is like... He's been here every fucking day, dude. Every fucking day. And I trust him. I know him. I know him well enough. I trust him. He does know me in real life. I know he's never touched my face. Or else I'd, look, if Techniques touched my face, then I'd be a real fucking hypocrite for criticizing ZeRo at this point. I'm kidding. That's fucked up. That's a really shit joke. Fucking A. Actually, this just reminded you of an old case that happened months ago with a girl from the Philippines named Gia. In this spray, Gia, a live streamer you once knew, used to voiceover work. And that's the worst. The streamer I mentioned was grooming her. Oh my god. The streamer's name is Gao Gai King the Great. Yeah, that's fucked. Poll to remove Techniques as a mod. Bruh, that's fucked up. I'm reporting the poll. No, I'm kidding. But you don't trust the band, man? It's not that I don't trust you, band, man. I say you're not around as often as Techniques is. Although, you know what? I could make you a mod, band, man. I genuinely could. I feel like we've got too many mods. I made Techniques a mod because, man, you bring up a good point. But then again, Bandman, should I give you that much power? You are literally called the Bandman. That is scary. That's intimidating. It's going to ban everyone who says the word pee-pee in chat. Oh, no, that's fine, Wolf. You can state your opinion. I'm okay with it. Look, okay, I said I'm like on the very negative term. We're going to do like a conclusion wrap-up at the end here. There's literally a minute left. So I'm going to shut the fuck up for 1 minute. What the fuck? What? Gab, what have you done? fix it. Make his messages come back. What do you mean it's you? What are you talking about? Ban everyone? Oh my god.
And who knows?
Alright, let's do this.
Maybe you too can be a detective. But for now, this case is officially closed.
Oh no.
Until next time.
Alright, that's it? Okay.
If you're listening.
Alright, before we move... What the fuck was that? What the hell was that? You know what, fuck it. Alright. Screenshots. ZeRo. ZeRo allegations. Show me the screenshots. Show me the screenshots. Show me the man asking for the nudes. Alright. Is this the one? The Reddit smash. Reddit the smash! Alright, show me the archive. Show me the archives. I want to see. Show me. Show me. I must know the knowledge. Oh! The fuck is this? Alright. The fuck? The fuck is this garbage? Alright, that's not what I need! You admitted to the screenshots. Show me the fucking screenshots! Alright, I'm out. Fuck this. This fucking game's stupid, I swear to God. Alright. Anything else I should know about? Tell me. Okay. Yeah. Well done, my old friends. I knew Twitter nicknames. For the Mario Kart tourney. Also, do you think we could video chat one day? What the fuck is this? This is a whole different... This is a whole fucking different thing. What? Are these... Were the screenshots fake? No, this is the real screenshot right here. Okay, well, what the fuck is this one? What the fuck? Smash Bros. Admits sending sexual messages to minors. Yeah, we already know that. Ah, fuck it. Regardless, I don't think the screenshots are fake anyways. Because that's the one that our boy used in his video. We know those are the real screenshots, so yeah. Oh, do I even have water left? That's it. That's the sip. That's all we get. Mamma mia. Alright, lads. Let's wrap it up. Let's add our final opinion on all this. So anyway, Elden Ring. Yeah, exactly. Yo, you know it's gonna be just me talking about Elden Ring tomorrow. Come on now. What's up, Shadow Ninja? Yo, you just missed a wild ass stream where we dissected an entire video. I had a good time, but like watching the video, I'm like, I'm not super convinced. Anyways. Guide the raid, hell yeah. BMD? Okay, sounds good. We'll do it. We'll raid BMD after this. Alright, so my final conclusion, my final opinion on this. I think that from the evidence that was presented in that video, that was literally presented in that video, which I screenshotted and put it in the big memes, because this whole situation is a big fucking meme, is ZeRo flirted with someone that he thought was 14. It doesn't matter whether this person or not was 14, because in his mind, this was a 14-year-old, and he flirted with them, and allegedly he asked for nudes. He never answers the question, and no one answers the question of whether or not he asked for nudes. So, because they're avoiding the topic so fucking viciously and pointing to everything else, my personal opinion, this is not fact. Fact is, the 100% fact is, he flirted with what he thought was a 14-year-old. So, if she was actually 14, he would have still flirted with a 14-year-old. Because in his mind, she was 14. That's fact. My opinion, because they never answer and always dance around the question of whether or not he asked for nudes, my opinion is he definitely asked for nudes. Definitely. 100%. Alright, that's my opinion. Now, this was 7 years ago. Does that make it okay? No. No, it does not. But, has he tried to change and become a better person? Arguably, yes. He has sought therapy. He has gotten married. He is slowly going back into content creation. He is actively making Like, he is actively making steps and going into a direction that is better for him and the people around him. So I'm going to give him that, and I'm okay with that. Will I personally be watching his content and supporting him? Probably not. I still think what he did was wrong. And regardless of that situation, that's fine. I understand why people want to be on his side, and I understand why people are going to support his content, and that's totally fine. Because cancel culture isn't fucking real. It's literally only a matter of time before people come back. And the good part about cancel culture, the real part about it, is that when you do get canceled, most of the time, a good person, when they come back, a good person comes back better. Is ZeRo a good person? That's very, very debatable. Does he have the potential to be? I think he might. I think he might be. I think he might have the potential to be. I think if he goes on the right path, he'll be okay. I think we'll all be okay. Do I think he's a danger to minors? Not necessarily, no. I don't think he is, but the only person who could really say that for sure is his therapist. And if he's regularly seeking therapy, then his therapist would be the one who'd have the best opinion on knowing whether or not their client poses a safety risk around children. So that's my entire opinion on this whole situation. Now I'm going to read a little bit on what's going on here. It's all okay. So Rope Snake says it's all messy, and it really comes down to: do you think he deserves a second chance or not? My opinion is yes. I don't forgive him for what he did, but I think he deserves a second chance. It's like I forgive him. I guess I don't know. Nah, I can't say I forgive him. Not really. I just think that he can do better, and he probably will, and I'm hopeful. That's my opinion. I'm hopeful. And you've always felt like, why are all of us who are entirely unrelated to this issue looking in and making such decisions? Shouldn't this stay between the people who are affected? Yeah, I agree with that too, Rope Snake. I think the only reason that we should talk about it and have it in the public eye is because this is someone who holds a large platform and can affect a lot of people. And if what they do isn't seen as something bad, or isn't like, if it isn't responded to appropriately, then people aren't going to act appropriately because they're going to justify their own actions with what's going on. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not explaining myself properly, but if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm very tired and it's hard for me to re-explain. Also, Wolf, I'm not sure what you mean by because it never happened, but I'm sure you might elaborate more of that in chat. You don't believe in anything other than the flirting until definitive proof is out there? That's fair. That's totally fair. I believe he probably solicited nudes. I believe he did, but that's my opinion. That's not fact. I'm not going to state that as fact. I'm not going to pretend like that's real. Because I don't know. I don't know. But in my opinion, he probably did. In my opinion. This whole time I dislike him because of his stupid glasses and stupid scarf and coming in way after Melee, so I couldn't care less beyond that, and that's my take on it. Yeah, that's fair. The only opinion that's out of rock solid, and I think it matters, is fuck Leffen. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, fuck Leffen. We all agree on that. Techniques, you kicked me in the face once? That was you? Shit. Homie kicked me in the face. Mango's pretty cool. USA, USA. Yeah, we all agree fuck Leffen. Got it. We can forgive but not forget. Yeah, it's kind of there. I feel like forgiveness is given with change. If he truly changes, I can truly forgive. Yeah, it's kind of like that. We'll see what the future holds. Or the changes or not isn't something we can just see. There's always a possibility that someone would just get better at covering their tracks after the incident like this. Yeah, there's that too, Rope Snake. That's another part of me that's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's where my hesitancy comes from as well. That's why I don't think I can forgive him, because that was pretty egregious. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? There's hope. I can 100% believe that there's hope. Because, you know what? I'd argue that, and this is, again, I'm biased. I actually like ZeRo. I do. My bias is I want to forgive him, and I think he will overcome this. and I think he will be a better person in the end, but that's hard to forgive, man. As in the whole thing asking for a picture? You say that never happened? Hey, that's good. If that never happened, that's good. We know he flirted with what he thought was a 14-year-old. I'm being very specific here. He thought she was 14, and he went ahead and was flirting with her, and that is a big not okay. We don't do that in these parts, but if he never solicited nudes, that's good. That's a very good thing. That goes from sexual predator to simply being a scumbag, and I'm fine with scumbag. I'm okay with scumbag. I can accept scumbag. You googled fake deep quotes, and here's a good one by Drake. You know it's real when you are who you think you are? What the fuck? That sounds like a Drake quote. Holy shit. Honestly, IDM. Oh, I'm too boomer to know what IDM mean. He's back, to be honest. Okay. IDM, he's back, to be honest. I don't know what that means. Sorry. I'm too much of a boomer to know what IDM means. Leffen is the shittiest person in the Smash community. Yep. You're doing a backflip, and then you were spotting... Oh, fuck. I remember that. That shit was horrible. Like the kick, that is. That kick was... You probably knocked the memory out of me with the kick. Holy shit. You always forgive and forget. You don't know what's going on in their shoes. Yeah, exactly. Not really justifying their actions, but it's a voice that needs to be heard. If they change their ways for the good, then so go on with their lives. Yeah, that's a totally fair take. We can delete messages from moderators. Oh my god. I've always felt like everyone at least deserves to have a chance to be better. Yeah, of course. You don't have to. Okay. Yeah, keep in mind he's Latino. Hey, oh, don't crucify me. I knew it! That's why! No. Brandishes the chancla. Oh my god. Oh my god, boys. Holy fuck. Alright. So that's it, lads. That's my whole analysis on the thing. Do I think Technical's made a good video? Yes, I do. It's a very entertaining video, but I think his rhetoric is flawed. He didn't do a very good job at convincing me that ZeRo is innocent, because it does not seem like he is. But regardless, it is what it is, and yeah. Whew! What the fuck is this? What the hell did you just share, Ropesnake? The duality of man? Oh, it's the deep Leffen bot and actual Leffen. It says, I fucking sold my body and soul to make that money, Lamau. You think that, what? You think that, You think that you have love and respect every shitty job you do for money? I'd rather flip burgers at McDonald's if it paid the same amount. What the fuck? Okay. Alright, deep Leffen bot. My little tyke just got diagnosed with a black lung. I tell him, don't blame yourself, pal. There's nothing you could have done to prevent this. He nods in agreement while taking a long drag from his baby cigarette. What the fuck is this? That's wild. It's one step at a time. It's something that doesn't happen overnight. Exactly. Exactly. Deep Leffen bot is so good, though. That's fair. Oh, alright, homies. I love you guys lots. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me until the end there. It was a very long analysis stream, but I had fun doing that. That was a lot of fun. I really liked that. Hope you guys liked it too. I plan on doing things like this in the future. It seems to work for my channel as well. You guys seem to like it when I do that kind of stuff. But anyways, we gotta go raid BMD. So I'm gonna play the outro, and please stick around for the raid. Love you guys. Love you guys so much. Holy shit. Holy shit, you guys are sick. Anyways, love you.